who we are, how long we've been making music, what we make, that kind of stuff. So if you want to start,
Yeah, for sure.
cool.
Yeah, my name is Ron, go by Iraq, and I've been making dubstep for a few years now. Other than that, I mean, we're gonna really just see what's good in terms of like our skill set, what we know so far, and see if there's anything of value we can bring to you guys while you're chilling with us.
Yes, sir. Yeah, so same thing. My name's Forrest, aka Trentcast. I've been producing for 16 years since 2005. Uh, I make everything from drum and bass to dub to rhythm to pretty much anything, glitchy stuff, whatever. Just have fun with it. And yeah, same thing. Like Ron said, just here to have fun with it and showcase new tips and tricks you guys may have never seen before and all that fun stuff. So
Yeah, even if we don't educate you, hopefully you get something out of watching us make weird sounds in Ableton, because it's all about weird bass music. That's what we're about.
yes, sir.
What's
Sorry,
up,
sorry, sorry.
Cuses? I see you. You got to get every social media platform, right?
Yeah, I usually just post my stories and then like I'll make like a Facebook post or an Instagram post. I get so much more so much more reach with my stories. It's funny.
Yeah, I feel like posts are outdated at this point. If you're wanting to reach to your followers, you get more reach through your stories than you do through actual posts now.
No doubt. No doubt for real.
All right.
Man, I look white as a ghost. Let me see if I can turn this down. I mean, I know I'm a white boy, but shit.
All right, I'm just gonna add this link to my link tree as well, and then we should be good to go. I didn't even show you this. I was messing around with this intro loop, so I can play that back a little bit, so that we can listen to something while we're waiting.
Yeah, yeah. Why don't we actually? Yeah, I was gonna say just while we're waiting for some heads, just run run it from the top.
This is the only radioactive isotope in the world, so you better not miss.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, it's hella
sick,
straightforward.
sick.
So you had serum layers in here at the start, but when we transferred the project,
They didn't
it's
save.
yeah, some of the patches they just reset, so it's just like it's just a
Ah,
blank, just like a
well, I mean, I kind of like those patches. I can always save them and send them over, or just make samples out of them and send them over that way.
yeah. So all I did was just open Phase Plant, and then there's this Reese type of like midsy bass, just processed it a little bit, and then kept basically everything else you had with like the sirens we had from the original or what we started out with. Just added that on top of the respace, and then the radio static, and then just made the sub follow that res, and it's not terrible.
No, no, I like it. I like it. We'll need to clean it up a little bit. It's kind of grungy sounding, but I like the vibe of it for sure. The vibe, it's like perfect vibe for the intro of a song. So
yeah, the main thing is the intro leading into the build up is bare bones. There's not really anything there. It's just a snare roll, and then I think a kick roll that comes in, and then it just goes straight into a blank pre-drop, and then you have the drop. So what do you want to do first?
Yeah.
What are you feeling?
Well, honestly, we spent enough time on the drop to where, or well, no, I still want to go back to the drop, but I kind of like what you got going for that intro, and I feel like we should definitely like keep this idea going and try to connect these two gaps, you know, or this gap in the middle. Try to flesh out the intro a little bit more, get a breakdown, get a build, and then we can move on over to the drop and like try to like reflesh the drop from there, I think.
Right. Yeah, what's up, Nick? You got Nick C shouting you out. He's waiting for you to master your track, it seems like.
Oh, hey. Nick Constantino? Is that
It's your boy, Nick C.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get the live to even come up on my phone right now. That's my main struggle. It doesn't say live. Like, it doesn't show that I'm actually... I don't know, that's super weird. Let me just go to your YouTube really quick. Yo, Nick, thanks for tuning in, bud. I'm going to get to that master as soon as I can. I'm sorry, man. And I see you sent it on the... Bro, I'm literally opening this message now. I got you. I got you as soon as I'm done with this, man. I swear. Sorry about that, man. Anyway, YouTube. You're good, dude. No rush at all. Thanks, man. I appreciate your patience. Like I said, I'll hit you up as soon as we're done with this stream. But in the meantime, I hope you guys are prepared for a banger.
Stanky dubstep.
Just real quick, can I do one thing?
Go ahead.
It's actually something I've just started doing for my masters that I kind of want to...
Yeah, I turned off the wave shaper and the Pro L. They were just like making it sound weaker, but I've just been toggling on and off.
I like standard clip, but the problem that I have with standard clip is you're actually you're doing, like, I'm pretty sure you have it on the soft clip pro, or you have it on soft clip.
Yeah, classic. I just left it on classic for that.
Yeah. Okay. Still though, I honestly this algorithm, this loud practically clipping.
Hell yeah.
It's like it's too clean. So I think we should try leaving this here. Did you do any boosting on this though?
No, just straight up just capping just it. Straight.
Yeah, we'll definitely leave these here, but I've been really digging how this preset works on mastering.
Hey, you got Cross Dubs here. Shout out Cross Dubs.
Yo, Santiago! My man, my boy, mi amigo. Let me just really quick go back to the drop. I mean, I guess since we're here and we were just talking about it before we started the stream, we could actually maybe try to swap out these
the drum
these
samples.
Kick and snare samples. Yeah. I mean, I'm super down to leave like the OG ones here in case we want to go back to them, but I feel like it would probably be beneficial to just try tossing in
Yeah,
with
no,
like
for
sample.
sure. They're good placeholders. Something to like have something there, but no, definitely
Yeah,
if you
but
find better sample, throw it in there.
yeah, let's see what you got here for samples.
I don't have a lot of shit on the computer. I just go off Splice.
Oh, word.
Yeah, so you're gonna find like a lot of stock like bullshit in there.
That's fine, honestly. There's always a hidden gem in here. Definitely not those though.
No.
See, I think for this type of track, we need that more like a more like effing kind of kick. Like it's like super knocky, woody, like almost overly saturated, but
Like a short transient or like a punchy kick.
yeah, like a short punchy.
Let me look something up for you since it's gonna be hard to find something like that.
Yeah.
Nothing in there. Let me pull up. When you take over the screen, do you have access to all the apps?
Yeah, I like everything that you see on your screen. I can see and I can control. Dude, honestly, one of those amplifier kicks would be
Yeah,
fire.
honestly, this first one doesn't sound terrible.
No. Maybe try drag. I would put it in a new channel because we probably want to process it a little differently.
Facts.
Oh, also, secret tip that I usually don't tell anyone, but I'm gonna tell everybody on the stream
Oh
because
yeah.
it's a really dope trick. But shout out Dr. Ozzy for showing it to everybody. 'Cause that's where I got it from. Take the kick channel and set it to on the track delay you got. Put it to 5 + 5 milliseconds.
5 milliseconds, huh?
Yeah, this separates the transients, the kick and snare transient. It separates them, so the snare transient like hits harder. And then it's like the pre-active side chaining I was telling you about before. It's even better because now you're offsetting the beginning of the kick drum by 5 milliseconds.
So you get that
So-
transit coming a little bit clickier, a little bit smoother.
A little bit smoother, a little bit clickier, but then at the same time you're also making the clap layer, like the clap transient comes through first and then the kick one does. So they're not like at 0 milliseconds on top of each other.
Right.
They're like literally one after the other in such a fast amount of time that you still hear it as like one solid transient. But I think that's what we were fucking up on because that was something I wasn't doing for this.
Yeah, nothing was
And, like-
delayed because sometimes you can get away with just stacking a bunch of shit and like going for that distorted sound, but like that clacky sound with a little bit of delay works too. It just depends on samples.
Yeah, definitely.
Do you want to try to layer it with the snares we have, or do you want to try like a dubsteppy more dubsteppy snare rather than like a layered rhythm snare?
I mean, in my head, when I hear this drop, I'm really hearing like that like super splashy kind of clap. It's not really even like a snare. It's just like a really hard hitting clap with a lot of like bright tail to it. You know what I mean?
You mean like the
It's like
wonton bass type of clap, like a cha?
Yeah, or like the kind of claps you're hearing in like Future Rhythm right now. Like they're just
Like
like
a
big
really
splashy
washed out.
things.
I mean,
Yeah, kind of a not so washed out to where it's like can't even hear the transient, but
you want something like that layered over it and just saturated to shit.
yeah, maybe not as much saturation, but more like transient shit. You said you picked up the Oxford, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Transient
toss that bitch on
designer.
there. For everyone watching, this is the transient shaper. It's not just a transient shaper, it's the transient shaper.
That's not it. What's the name
No,
of
it's
it?
not. It's the Involution. Yeah, that one.
There it is.
It's not
Transient
just any
designer.
transient shaper. It's not just any transient shaper. It's the Oxford Involution. Set the release to like 25 or even smaller, and then really crank that transient. Yeah.
It's definitely a lot cleaner than the kilohertz one. That one still does work, but this one's not bad.
No, I love this one. Nick C says, "Is Splice worth it to get? I've never used it." Yeah, man, it's so worth to get. Well, not only like if you just spend like $10 a month or whatever, you're getting like how many credits to get free sounds. Like you're like for $10 a month, you're guaranteed at least like what 500 free sounds a month or something like that. I don't remember exactly.
Yeah, I don't know the
credits you
exact
get.
number, but
But-
like, yeah, there's a lot of benefits.
And the biggest benefit is the fact that instead of going out and buying a single sample pack and then like being like, shit, like I only like these sounds and all these sounds are junk and I paid money for these. With Splice, you can sift through sample packs and you can download individual samples from those packs. So you can skip all the bullshit and like not download and waste your credits on anything that you don't need or want. And just get out everything that you need and want. I have like the biggest drum library because of this. Like I always just go through and like every sample pack, I'm just getting the drums.
Facts.
That's it.
I mean, the way I look at it is what's more important to you. You know, if you're like actually producing, is Netflix more important or is banging out new tunes important? Because it's about the same amount of money, and on top of just like getting the sounds you want, like the favorite artists you have, more than likely if they're growing, they're gonna be putting out their sample packs on there too. So anytime some new artist comes out with something, you're basically getting like quote unquote the top of the line samples monthly or weekly or however, depending on what genre you follow. There's always artists putting out stuff, so you're always kind of on the latest samples. Obviously there's always stuff out there that you can't get on Splice, but to quickly put something together, it's helpful. I'd say it's worth it.
It's super helpful. Yeah, it's super helpful. A lot of times, like I'll literally just open the Splice app like while I've got Ableton open, and I'm sure you do this too. Like you'll be like in your head, you hear a certain sound, and then you just like type a keyword that you think might pull that kind of sound up, and then you just like try to download the closest thing that you're like hearing in your head, because you're able to like search based on keywords through this whole database of sounds, and then you just download the one you want, drag and drop it into Ableton, and literally, yeah, just show them real quick.
Yeah, it's
like,
hella useful. It's not even like you could search, and after you download it, you can look through what you've already picked out after going through everything. You can organize it by key, BPM range, if you want a loop, if you want a one shot, if it's like a specific genre or where that you got that pack from. If there's a certain like category, like if it's a drum, a perk, a clap, like whatever it is, it makes it easy to get ideas down. Nice. We're kind of selling Splice.
For real. And then the only thing, and we've really only been talking about the sample side of it. Like you can also like share projects with people on it. You can, there's like a whole rent to own thing for plugins.
Hell
like
yeah.
A lot of my favorite plugins I'm renting to own right now through Splice. Like I pay like $20 a month and I have full access to it.
Yeah.
Instead of paying like $300 for a plugin.
Yeah, nobody wants to do that. So
exactly.
It makes everything easier.
Super beneficial. But anyway, yeah, we should get back to this tune here.
No, it's definitely worth it.
Kick and clap. Ooh, I like that. Just the way that sounds. Like I don't think that is. Play it again, just from like the first bar.
I'm trying the other. Yeah, that one right there might work. That third snare layered on top of the new clap, because it adds like a little bit of clack to it.
Try actually finding here. Throw in a new sample or a new audio channel underneath the new clap, and then type it like search through claps and see if we can. I just want to see if we can find a clap that's just got a lot of like tail to it. Ooh, back. One more. Oh shit, never mind. Okay, never mind. That was fucked up. Yes.
These stadium claps.
Yes. Use one of those. Take that stadium one, and then we can just fade the tail. Yes. May I?
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So what I'm hearing is something like, whoops. I love doing this over Zoom. So we would fade it in ever so slightly like this. Fucking hell, Zoom. Oh my god. Just give me back.
No, I got you.
Give me back.
You're just trying to get a little bit of like that, right?
Yeah, I was trying to get like about that much of it, a little bit more, and then this tail I wanted. Something like that.
Yeah, the thing about these new kicks is that old kick is fucking stompy as shit. It's hard for like it to match it.
Yeah, it just doesn't have the same.
None of that. Try turning off the new kick and just turn on the old one with those new claps. That might do the trick.
You have decapitator, or not decapitator, but disperser, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Try this real quick.
We got barely alive over here.
Make a dubstep kick out of it. That's what I'm saying.
Right. No, I've seen in their video they've actually thrown that out there as a tip.
Yeah, it's a really dope tip. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. I can't tell if this just zoom or does that transient sound okay on your end? Because it's like getting flattened out for me. Oh, there we go.
That's
that
there.
good.
It's just a little squashed, but it's like still there. And that's more like a trap kick.
There we go. That's it.
Yeah, you're trying to get like, yeah, I see what you're going for.
Yeah, I want that more virtual righty kind of kick. You know,
it sounds like kind of like Bandles. If you listen to Bandles, that's like how their drums sound.
it's because they just use disperser on it.
Probably. Let me turn off everything else and just like hear that first.
It might need to, honestly, at this point, I would recommend just freezing and flattening the kick really quick so we can refade it. We'll just like resample this kick because I like how it sounds just like that process. Not gonna lie. And then because it's gonna have yeah, look at that tail. Make this kick like just under an 1/8 note long. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, more like that. Probably with less of a fade because all the low end is at the end of the kick there. Something like that.
That'll work.
Yeah, that'll work. Yo, shout out everybody in the chat. Sorry to throw you guys off, but thanks for the info. Dude, you guys are welcome. Of course, this is why we do this. It's fun too. Splice has clean samples. Okay, something I did not mention about Splice though, Nick. When you do use Splice, something to note is that pretty much every sample on it has been processed to like the brink of destruction, meaning like you're really only going to be able to compress it or saturate it so much more. That's not the case for all sounds, but most sounds.
Yeah, some of them are already a little overdone too, so you got to be careful. If you process them again, you got to kind of be careful. Unless you're making dubstep, yeah, then it doesn't really fucking matter. But
the idea behind Splice samples is they literally design them. A lot of the artists that design these Splice samples is they're just like, yo, I'm processing the way I would process this in a mix. So these motherfuckers just have to drag and drop it, and it's that easy. You know, that like the processing has been done for you. So in some cases, you don't even have to worry about it. And in other cases, you may want to add just a little bit of extra processing, but just be wary of that. That's kind of it. Yes, I like this so much more. That's
right.
That's what I want in my drums. Oh wait, hold up 1 second. Oh shit.
I know. Sorry.
Thanks, babe. All good. Me too.
fuck that up.
I got some of those and some more IPAs.
Sick.
She bring you a beer? Did she bring you a beer?
Yeah, bro. She came in clutch. My girlfriend just brought me a twisted tea and a McDonald's cheeseburger and some fries. Yeah.
Damn. That's the way to do it. I'm waiting on mine to come in too. Just kidding. She probably's watching. All right, I guess we could play through it one time for the people just joining in, so they can see what we have so far.
Yeah. Let's go from the just
the
before the
get.
pre-drop there
Leave that off. Leave
with
all
the new
that off.
with the new drums.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's a different vibe for sure.
Yeah. Kuses says, "God damn," and then I'm pretty sure your lady chimed in and was like, "I could never."
No, to her defense, I don't think there's any good beer to bring in, so it's all good. Plus, like, fuck, I can't be eating McDonald's right now. I'm trying to keep it clean, so you can only have it once a month.
That's probably why she's like, I could never serve my boyfriend that garbage.
That's funny. All right, you think these drums are workable?
Yeah, I'm liking it.
All right.
Yeah, the only thing with the kick though, I'm thinking now I kind of want to, and maybe we can fix this in like the mastering with like a little high pass filter on the whole master. But I was thinking maybe what if we try putting a high pass filter on the kick with just like a limiter and seeing if that changes the tonality, because like I like how it sounds, but it's just not hitting hard enough for me now.
I
It doesn't have
think.
that.
Do you want to try layering the other kick on top of it? No, that's poopy.
No, if we were to do that here, let me actually take over.
Go ahead.
Because I like your idea, but I want to maybe try.
Because that other kick has the punch, and this kick has like the transient.
Yeah, it's got the top end that I want, and the other one kind of has the low end that I want. But it's just, yeah, that was really what was bothering me most about that. Man, your plugin list confuses me.
Yo, what up, Cliptic? Shout out to you. That's Jake.
Oh, I was like, what? Pro Q. Come on now. Give me Pro Q.
Get rid of the pro.
There we go.
There it is.
Yeah. Okay.
You had to expand it.
Oh, I see. That's right. You have your favorites. I just got to start going there.
Yeah, there's some shit in there. I've recently started to actually use the features in it more. Get my workflow a little better.
Let's get this set to natural phase. And then just copy that. And paste it to this kick. And literally just swap this out for...
Low pass.
Because they're in natural phase mode, there shouldn't be any phase issues. Solo, I hate that my hotkeys don't work on your side. Solo that one for me real quick.
Got you.
Yeah. Both of them, sorry.
Well, one of them is delayed 5 milliseconds, so that might be fucking it a little bit.
Yep, that's gonna fuck with it. So we'll delay that one. That's money.
You think?
Yeah, I actually really like that. I'm not gonna lie. In context to the mix, it sounds really good.
Yeah,
like,
it fits
has
in
more
there.
weight to it. It's got best of both worlds, like you were saying. It's got the low end of this guy, which I liked, and then it's got the top end of this guy, which I liked.
Yeah, I guess we can always spend time tweaking it and mixing it later. I mean, mainly the flow for the first part is definitely there. Do you want to? Is there any like parts of the flow that are there that you don't fuck with, or?
Let me hear it again. Honestly, the flow I like, but it's honestly it's kind of the sound design in the drop that I'm maybe wanting to like try to change around. Maybe we can do some stuff with like some granulizers or just get like some different tones and timbres out of that because it's just to me sounds kind of like a like for lack of a better word like a mediocre kind of dubstep tune where someone's just putting so much time into like all these screechy basses.
Right.
Where I feel like we should just have one sound that's really centralized around the tone. Like one synth is the tonality, and then we just kind of have like sparkly, detailed sounds that layer in over it.
Right. Build off of it.
I like the flow, but I kind of want to change the sound design almost completely, but not entirely. But hey, chat, everyone in the chat, let me know. I'm gonna play this drop again. I want to know you guys' thoughts on the drums, on this little edit that we made, especially the kick. Listen to the kick. I want you guys to tell me and Ron if this kick sounds good.
Yeah, you could play it from the. You could let it play through just for the new people joining in, so they can kind of critique and work with us, honestly. And shout out Jake, thanks for that. You're clean.
How from like right here from the intro?
No, just that pre-drop, like what we just played, but
Okay.
let it go to
Yeah,
that B section so they can get a feel for like that sustain.
Well, let me just get this layer in here.
But before you play it, actually, let me do one thing.
What's up?
Because on the kick, since they're layered now, I don't think we need to send it to the bus as hard. I guess that doesn't sound too bad.
Yeah, I would just
I'll
leave
leave
it. The way
it.
it is.
Yeah, I would leave it.
Yeah.
All right, let's do it. The new drums definitely are a different vibe. So
It's more of an energetic vibe for sure.
yeah, it definitely has more like life to it rather than just sounding super clacky with that snare. So I know we had a bunch of sounds you made in Reason in here combined with the sounds I had in Serum. Do you want more like Reason sounds and like Reason to be the main tonality behind it? Because I feel like that sound that you get from Maelstrom is just it's harder to duplicate, especially with like your skill in cooking up a sound in Maelstrom. Like the sound you can get out of it's a lot different than the majority of songs you hear nowadays, where almost everything's made out of like Serum or Faceplant or Vital. Do you want to try
Biggest thing with
fucking
that
around?
biggest thing being with that though is everybody's using Serum and it's a wavetable synth.
Yeah.
And Maelstrom's a grain table synth, and it's like the way it works is why it sounds different. And yeah, I mean, so yeah, I see what you're saying. We basically kind of have like two different stories with the bass lines here. Like
We could definitely
So
keep it
it's-
going with those sounds too. I'm not saying not to combine them. I'm just saying like have more options to fuck with the Reason sounds because I love like chopping up and then making flows with the Reason sound. So if I had more to like mess with, more like Reason sounds, I think that would sound cool because Serum sounds are fun too. But like the specialty of this song is those weird like chibs, almost like ominous type of weird sounds you're not gonna get out of this like what everyone's using nowadays.
So I mean, if you're wanting to kind of lean more towards that direction, I mean, we could probably try doing one of two things. When we switch over, because for like when I go to my side to make some samples for this, I could try to come up with some more bassline sounds if I still have Reason, because I think it timed out on me, so I may not have access to it. Yeah, I just need to pay for it again. I had to get a new debit card and it was a hassle, so they don't have my information and I've been lazy on it. But if I like re-up it, then I can get that and we can make new sounds.
Facts.
With Reason. But so yeah, like I was saying, so if I go to my side to make samples, we can try to make another bass or like a similar bass with Reason again. Otherwise, we could always try to just do some we could do some like granulizing with the synths that you made. like to run them through a granulizer, or we could try like warping them, do like texture warping or tones warping, just like doing some sort of like audio edit warping to your synths to try to get them to match kind of the quality and tone of the other synths. I don't know. There's a couple different things we could do, but I guess it really just depends on like what we want to agree on doing. You know what I mean? Like which direction we want to go with this drop.
So I mean, whatever sounds better at the end of the day is what matters. But your idea was to go with something that's one main sound and then have like smaller layers to complement it, versus like a bunch of layers going back and forth.
Not necessarily one main sound, but there would be like one specific frequency that's poking out, like the tonality. So like something that has more of like a lower body frequency to it.
Yeah.
And then everything else around it would just be kind of like a layer to it. I don't know. That's just like I was hearing that in my head, or I don't really know how to explain that out loud.
No, I kind of get what you're saying, but is that lower sound already in here? Does it need to be processed, or are you thinking something entirely new needs to get thrown in to fill that space?
I mean, honestly, I think subconsciously we both agree that the Maelstrom synths in there, like you were saying, they kind of have that more like chibsy quality to it.
And it's just cool, you know, especially with like the way my production goes is like heavier dubstep. The way your production goes, you've have experience making like that OG
that
rhythm,
deeper, weird stuff.
Weird stuff. So like when you combine that weird sound design with like the heavy like idea and the heavy vibe, that's what gives us like that unique sound with us working together. So I think that's gonna sound the best at the end of the day.
Exactly, yeah, and which makes me believe that I don't really want to like jeopardize your synths. And
I could give a fuck, dude. Like whatever sounds better is what I'm trying to do. Like anybody can sit there in sound design sessions and make shit, but like if we make something now, or if you throw something in there that sounds better, then we're gonna go with whatever sounds better.
Yeah. For those of you curious in the chat, all these pink audio channels here, these are all synths that during a different session I had made in Reason. They're just like your classic like rhythm yoinks.
That one's filtered.
That one's like a filtered sustain, but these were all made with like Maelstrom. Just I think it was Sweeping Square 4 or whatever. And then all these green ones, all these green guys down here, these are all Ron synths that he made prior to us even starting this project. This is kind of like what we started with, and so they're definitely kind of like in a different vibe from each other. But I feel like we can definitely get them to mix better a little bit.
Yeah, they definitely are able to complement each other.
Yeah, see, like this, honestly, this could be a really good layer, like this yoinky thing. In fact, actually, wasn't this one of the Maelstrom ones too?
Possibly, I don't know. We kind of processed both of our synths together to make them sound a little different. Because when you sent the project back to me, the original sounds we had, they're all still on the right side of the project. So I ran them through the processing chain a couple times in different ways to get like different tones from the original sounds, and that's why they're all like different channels now, because it was just one layer before.
Yeah, I remember it got kind of a little hairy, but I don't know. Yeah, like I said, I like the vibe, or I like the vibe of the flow. It's just the sound design that I'm kind of not totally agreeing with, and that might just because there are so many layers.
Hell yeah.
On top of each other. Like it's kind of layer city here.
Fuck yeah. So I mean, you can start going through individual layers, see if they're doing anything useful, and if they're not, just turn them off and see if there's something you could, if you have like an idea or a vision to put in their place.
I feel like you definitely have better control over that. So maybe if you just want to like play the drop and just like kind of mute everything and slowly unmute stuff as you bring them back in.
So when I was arranging the flow, I kind of picked out the good sounds, because like I went over here and then I just like chopped them up and got like the cool part of the sound, like the twangy parts. And then that's one version of it processed once, and then having more shit on top of it again just to make it a little thicker. So these are basically the.
What was giving it all that stereo? Is that
So there's a chain on here for a frequency shifter, the Milda Productions one, and then put stereo expansion on there. So that's just keeping the dry signal there and then adding that on top of it. And then there's also, I think there's a phaser on here too, from Reason.
Go back to the frequency shifter. I didn't know there was a stereo expansion on there. Oh, that's a preset.
Yeah, it does mad work actually.
Oh, that's insane.
Yeah, it does mad work. It's a heavy lifter, and then Sue
Cool.
took out all that harsh shit, and then I Saturn on there again just to give it a little bit of a different tone rather than the stock Ableton saturation.
Yeah.
And then the sustains up here too. So I took those, chopped them up, threw them in here, so that they're kind of like picked out to be the best they can be, but with different like processing on them to have different effects or different tones. Like this one has a ring mod on there from Elder Productions to give it a little bit of a different vibe.
Yeah.
And then there's also this one.
Yeah, it's cool. It's got that like 8-bit kind of sound to it.
And this is like these are like the main like clacky, like chibsy types of sounds.
Yeah.
Like you can make
So-
a whole song out of that sound basically if you're trying to make rhythm.
So when I was talking about sounds having that tonality, I really think these are the ones that kind of have that tonality. Like they have more of that low mid frequency that comes through, and it's a little bit more present
Yeah.
than like the highs. So we could maybe try to use those as like the main central tonal layers, and then just work all this other stuff around it. I mean, we pretty much already did that. So I think at this point, honestly, it's maybe just maybe we just need to kind of just decide like what to get rid of, because it is, like I said, it's kind of a busy.
Yeah, if you
busy
can't
drop.
hear it, if it gets washed, then it's not doing any good. And
Yeah,
this,
those together sound actually really sick. You should literally mute everything but those, and then just play the drop like that. And then, like I said, this is kind of how I like to work sometimes when I've got like this kind of setup for an idea. Like if you just mute everything and then unmute certain things and bring them back in.
there's still some.
I don't think
there's one
I
more
don't think
down
that
there.
sireny. I don't think that sireny layer is really working.
Yeah, that was adding atmosphere if all the other shit was working. I'll just turn off all the effects so you can hear it.
Yeah, that's sick. I don't really think.
Yeah, that's a different vibe completely. That sounds pretty sick, honestly.
I like that. So now I'm thinking we should just try to fit everything around that. You know what I mean? Like this is the drop, and then we just try to like in the gaps try to fit new sounds in, or like sounds that are already there. Like like a couple of your sounds that could maybe work. Like try to like offset them. Maybe
This one here that has like that has more of like the groove behind it, so that could definitely work in
Yeah.
places.
Try throwing that one in. Try throwing that one in with it.
It's definitely a lot cleaner, just like that. And that's funny we're actually doing this now, because when I was playing it back, like I was trying so hard to make some shit work. Like it's mainly this sound here that adds like, I'm pretty sure this is what you don't like, because this has like a tone to it. And we kept fucking with the frequency on it because it sounded like it was out of key, and we moved it frequency down and moved it back up with the frequency shifter to try to make it work. But at the end of the day, it just like clouds everything up. It adds something, but it's not like the best it could be. It just it changes the vibe of it too much, I feel like.
I don't know. What does chat think? What does chat think about that layer? I'm that layer is questionable to me too. But what does the chat think?
What up, Maestro? You got any input on that last synth I just played? This one right here. Is it garbage or is it worth keeping?
Now we have to wait 30 seconds for an answer.
I mean, we could always just like turn it off, and then if we have like a pre-drop section, that's the sound we can use to tease it, because we know it's like not as heavy as the other shit. So if you tease something weak like that and you bring in that heavy shit, like that can do it. That's like how Danny or Sudden Death does in Rise.
Literally just that will be in the build, and only the build, and it filters in with like reverb and some automations.
Yeah,
I like that idea.
The whole nine, just like washed out.
Yeah, that's smack. Sometimes you gotta keep it simple, says Koosis.
There you go.
Am I pronouncing that right, bro? I don't want to be saying that wrong.
No, that's right. I know him.
Cool. Okay. Koosis.
Motherfucker, can I hear that? Oh, it was a group song.
Yeah, I was losing it. I don't think these yoinks fit.
Yeah.
They could maybe fit. They could maybe fit as like a different like in like a second drop maybe.
Yeah. That doesn't really fit either.
No, I just get rid of that one. I personally don't like.
And the
don't like that
noise. Yeah.
I think I personally say we should get rid of that what do you
This
call
one?
that? That's like what was the name for it? Like the first sample or the
The
first
one shot
sound
on the
that
hit.
hits.
Wait,
Yeah.
play it back. I'll play it back once without it and once with it, so you can kind of feel. Maybe you could fit something in its place. Otherwise, it's kind of like a background layer if you listen to it. So I'll play
Yeah.
back. Yeah, I'll turn it on. Honestly, I kind of like it. It like fills out the space because I don't know if you're listening, but if you listen to like something like that doesn't sound bad, but it kind of fills out some space. You fuck with it or no?
I fuck with it in that spot, but I don't know if I fuck with it as like the very first thing you hear in the drop.
Right. No, I feel like we need to make like a bomb, like some sustained like half note or quarter note type of thing there.
I'm almost thinking, here, let me do something really interesting. I want to try and see if this will work. This is an offshoot idea here. This is the whole mids group, right?
Yeah. So real
Create-
quick, Hostel is saying that the fake out is good, but what if you just use the tail end of that questionable synth?
What if you just use the tail end of that question?
So he's talking about the one that the one that you didn't want to put on the first note of the drop, basically.
Is that the one he's talking about,
I
or?
believe so, because that's the one that because we already got
I
rid of the
remember
other
there was
shit.
another synth that I said was questionable, and it was one of these.
Yeah, that was a
one of
while
those.
ago, but I don't know how far
was this
behind they
one.
are on the stream.
Yeah, they're pretty far behind, bro. Okay, so just let us know in the chat. Was it this questionable synth?
The Reese's
Or
one.
was it literally the one we were just talking about? Because we don't know how bad this stream delay is.
Is it the Void or the
Because
Reese's
I mean, that
one?
one actually, yeah, that one's got a tail. He's probably talking about that one. Yeah, actually, you know what? Let's try that. Let me just
Just to
take,
fade out that. Yeah.
hit Control E for me real quick, and then press R, and then let's try that. Like, maybe this is the only thing you hear.
No,
I don't know.
about
I
that.
like homie's idea, but I don't know if I'm executing it
Right.
properly. But let me just go back to the idea I had before I lose that.
Yeah, he said the Reese's one, so he's not talking about that one. He's talking about the one
Oh,
that
it was
we
the
already
first
got
one.
rid of. The
It was
one I
like
was
that
talking about
lasery-
using for the pre-drop or like any sort of pre-drop.
Yeah, that lasery like down pitching one. It's more of like a saw wave actually. It's more of a saw wave kind of synth. So I really just wanted to try taking this whole mids group. What's the wrong one? Let's just try this. I'm just gonna record as much of this as I can. Okay, so now in this channel, let's open up a new, go create audio, and then in this one, drag and drop it. Or I guess I could just like reset the audio settings on that channel, but that works too. Get rid of this channel. So now what I've got, now this idea that I'm having, and I don't know, you can tell me if it'll work or not, and we'll see how well it'll go, but like we could take, and for certain moments, take a utility and then automate the mute. So in certain moments, for example, because you know how shitty it is to do automations over Zoom, So I'll just like highlight the region. So like, let's say for example, this right here, we mute this whole mid group so you don't hear it. And then in this channel, or actually a one below it, in this channel, do you have the granulizer? Do you have the Max for Live granulizer?
I don't know.
I think you can download, dude. Honestly, it's free. You should download that really quick. I'm pretty sure you'll be able to do that. So, because it's either that or do you have Portal?
I do have Portal. We might as well use that instead of making people wait for us to download it. So I think just throw Portal on there. That has some time stretching or some granulizing effects you could throw on there.
To be fair, it would take like 30 seconds to download it, drag and drop it into Ableton. But yeah, we can do that too. But what I was gonna say is what we should do is for certain sections, like the beginning, like the first half bar of a drop, or like for fill moments, basically, we use like a granulizer, or like we like completely, absolutely mangle and warp,
like destroy the sound in areas
for this area, and then that's where it's muted on the mids group, and then we have like it just switches. You know, it's like
no, it makes sense.
Really mangled audio here, and then it switches back to the main synths and flow, and then we mute it again, and then we mangle this. And
yeah, just flip the switch.
Yeah, so I don't know if you want to try to do something with that, but
we definitely could. Let me try. So Hostile was saying, let me try to see if I can execute what he's talking about. So he's saying use the tail end of that first sound to see if you can get anything out of it.
Kilohertz delay time. Oh yeah, you can do the same thing with the Ableton delay too.
Grain delay is good for that too.
Or grain delay, yeah. Open up either one of them. Try that. Probably grain delay. I like grain delay more for that. Because honestly, the delay trick he's talking about really just kind of like emulates a tape stop. That's really it.
I don't know if that tail's even usable, honestly.
You might actually, like, the way you just, yeah, try using maybe like a stab of it, like a just like a little stab of it. Maybe put that on every quarter note.
Or on the offbeat to kind of give it a groove. I can see if that sounds any good.
You have Valhalla Vintage Verb, right?
Yeah. Or no, I have Supermassive. I don't have Vintage Verb.
Oh, you don't have Vintage Verb? Okay, yeah, put Supermassive on here. Put a reverb.
Let's do some small.
And then bring the time to like 200 milliseconds on that one. That's actually way longer than I was thinking it was going to be.
Yeah, something short like that.
60, yeah, that sounds good. Just like, wait, even shorter than that if you can.
Yeah.
Perfect, that's it. That's the room sound I want on that layer. Yeah, yeah.
It kind of sounds better without the frequency shifter. It has like a twang to it.
Oh yeah, it definitely sounds better with the erosion on though.
Yeah, facts.
Put that in just like a quarter note delay or a quarter note pattern, like starting from the first snare. Like first snare hits and then it just goes yoink, 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 yoink. Like it's just another quarter note layer.
Ooh, that sounds a lot different on that because it's like it's not getting sidechained. Yeah.
It's the sidechain. That could actually sound cool. That I kind of like that effect honestly.
I feel like
that's a sick layer, dude. Turn it up a little bit. Just turn it up.
I feel like I can't hear it.
That's why I said turn it up.
Let me turn this. Let me get rid of that shit. No, it definitely is. It's doing something.
It's a nice layer, honestly. I like that. It's like kind of adding to the tonality to it. I don't know. That's just
Let me just see how it sounds if it was on the off. That could work for a switch.
Could work for a switch, but I don't like it for like right away.
That was a good idea. I'm glad we got something out of it.
Yeah.
There's actually one more in here. I thought there was one more. That was like a slightly different.
Take that layer. Here, take this layer, and then warp it. No, and then let's just.
So I just did halftime, texturized it.
I'm gonna try this Complex Pro one first, because I'm gonna like massively stretch it, and then yeah, just stretch it to like the brink of where it can't even go any further. Okay, that's too warped,
a little much.
too granulated.
Yeah, shout out Hostel for that idea. We did exactly what he's saying to do, and it worked.
That's exactly what I was trying to describe. You done it. Let's try texture. Maybe if we just make these like little eighth note hits from what we have already. Like,
yeah, no,
what
what I was gonna do is basically do the same note, like do the same like style of note, but with that different tonality sound, so we have a variation for it. Because when you stretch this sound out, it just sounds like ear rape because of all the. It's got so much space in that waveform. When you stretch it out, it just sounds too granulated.
Right. No, I didn't like how it sounded stretched out, but I'm thinking, what if we did like this as a layer? Just get rid of this. That looks like it's in triplets, honestly, but
I don't think it's on grid. I think it's just like going at its own. It's going
no,
at its own pace.
It is going at its own pace, but
It's
I
close.
have it like almost perfect to a triplet note.
That actually might even sound better just to have it slightly off. You just have to fade that one, the fourth note that snuck its way in.
Yeah, I might have you fix that, but I'm just trying to get this laid down as like a.
I got you.
Like a placeholder, because I just want to see what this would potentially sound like.
No, I don't know about that.
If the pitch was changed, it could work as like a switch part, but yeah, I'm not digging that idea. Scrap it.
Here, let me try to get that one sound I was fucking with and just use that as like for the B section how it switches up, because that part needs a bit of cleaning too, so we can go back through that and then keep the layers that actually matter.
Yeah.
Because we have that one, so I'll just run it through the same process and see if it gives me a different tone.
I'm just gonna real quick mute myself and stop the video so I can chow on this burger really quick.
No, you're good, dude. Do your thing.
1 sec.
Can't really hear it. I don't know if that sounds good or if it sounds like ass. Let me know in the comments. Where the hell did that audio layer that he just made go? Let me see if I can use this. Actually, let me take.
Oh, Roy, I am back. Sorry about that.
Oh, you're good. How's that McDouble?
Oh my God, it was great. It was definitely what I needed. I had not eaten at all today.
Hey, what the fuck is that?
Whoa, what the hell?
Kind of like just like that part of it. I want to try to make that like a one shot. Just make a. Oh yeah.
Hey, Hostel. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. Said sounded pretty cool. Oh yeah.
Thanks, bro. I think it was better before the grain, honestly. I'm gonna throw this on a new channel and see if I could fuck with it a little bit. Maybe Portal will do a trick. Let me just save this before we get fucked.
do that.
Because I feel like Portal is like a big plugin. It fucks things up sometimes.
Dude, I know.
Even though I'm
Yeah,
only at
that
like
is
15%, it'll still pull some shit.
100% an amazing habit to get in is saving like every 5 minutes. Go to presets once.
What'd you say? Go to presets?
Yeah, go right off the top there. It's which one is it? Hang on, I gotta remember. Pitched and glitched, I think. Yeah, I think it's the pitch. It's go back to start here.
Oh, the
Where's that
actual
first?
preset?
Yeah, it's right there.
Okay.
Pitched and glitched. Scanner's another good one, I think.
Scanner. Yeah, I delayed it pretty good, huh? So I'm trying to go for like a texture versus like a delay effect. Do you know if there's anything in here like a just straight up just like fucks it up?
Let me open up my Portal and look at the ones that I've got saved. Because like you know how there's those stars next to the I've got a couple of them favorited. So
Oh yeah.
find that. I gotta open Ableton real quick. I wasn't. I should have had Ableton open before this, I guess.
How do you initialize it?
How do you initialize? The patch?
Portal, yeah. Reset.
Um,
No, that's not it. I guess I'll just throw another one on
Yeah,
there.
I usually just I'll just delete it and make it. Yeah, see something like that, like.
And I'll throw like a spam on there. A disperser spam, see if that does anything good.
I'm not even looking at your screen right now, and I can tell you just threw disperser on there.
Gives it that sound.
Yo, this is weird.
Some of the effects in Saturn honestly are pretty sick too. I just like go through their presets sometimes, and they can do some shit.
Yeah, on Saturn 2. Yo, yeah. Open up that smudge.
Which one?
Hang on, I'm opening it right now. I can't remember.
I see a smear. Is that it?
Smear. Yeah, FX. No, yeah. If you go to Saturn 2. Are you in Saturn 2 or what?
I am in 2.
Yeah, go to FX and then it's smudge and breakdown. Those two are sick. You have to have the drive at 0 for it to be like not working, and then as soon as you start increasing the drive, you get more of an effect. And that smudge one is kind of like it's almost like a granulizer, but it doesn't like jump around like a granulizer does. It just like grains it.
I don't have a smudge or a breakdown, dude. Are you sure it's under effects?
Hold up. Oh, you're looking at. Oh, okay. Initialize this. Initialize it.
I was looking at the presets. You're talking about like an actual.
Yeah, go to default. Go to default. It's not a preset. It's an algorithm. And then go to warm tape. Click that. Go to FX on the bottom.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
I was like, what are you talking about?
This is one of the most dope effects. Actually, really quick, you should put that at 0. Put that at 0 dB. And then really quick, reset that to 0 dB as well. And then you should copy and paste a version of this onto the master before, like at the very beginning of the chain. So you can do some really sick effects with this too. Yeah, so just leave that.
The sound's already pretty clean, honestly, because I've like ran it through the ringer.
No, go back to smudge.
Yeah, not that.
Dude, maybe on this sound it won't work as well, but here, check this out. You made me think of this, so I want to show you really quick. But if you actually, like I said, if you do this on the whole track, we can have moments where we like automate this guy.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of like that.
Yeah.
So it's like stretching the whole track, you know.
You want it on the master or like on the whole, like, because I have everything in the mids, like the effects, all the synths, all the layers besides the kick and the sub in one group. So you could throw it on that group and automate it there, unless you think it sounds better on the master.
I mean, I like it on the master because then it starts stretching like the kicks and the snares and the everything.
Fucks everything up, yeah.
Everything gets affected. But I mean, if we're trying to isolate that to just the mids, then yeah, we would put that on just the mids, and then everything else wouldn't be affected by it. But I've got a couple tracks where I've done that, where I automate that on the entire master.
It works, huh?
Yeah, it sounds pretty sick, honestly. You just gotta kind of like time it right with the automate. Like drawing the automation for it gets kind of weird, but when you like find the sweet spot for it and you hear how it sounds, it's a cool effect. It's a really cool effect.
All right, let's see if the sound even works in this section here.
I think maybe if you were to just delete the second loop of that, delete that one, and then maybe actually just deactivate that one or delete that,
or just one.
And so it just starts with just that ring.
So this is playing on top of it. That's where it was.
Oh.
So everything was doubled up.
Yeah. I don't know. I like how the sub does the pitch bend thing. So I feel like there's something that needs to be there, like with that pitch bend, like how the sub goes like. Ooh.
What if I automated like the kilohertz frequency shifter on this synth here?
Yeah.
See if that does anything cool. Like make it kind of follow.
Yeah, try to have it follow like the same shape.
I think it's something like that. Yeah, obviously, I'm not going to do this drastic because frequency shifter is going to fuck up the sound. Yeah. I want to try to grain delay. This is kind of, this reminds me of? It's kind of like that calcium type of sound. I don't know if you heard his new EP on, I think it was Disciple, but that song Exquisite has like these weird ass screechy sounds. That's what it kind of gives me the vibes of.
Yeah, no, I haven't heard almost like that when you had it lower the pitch. Really stereo wise.
If we automated the pitch, like make it go down, up, down.
Play that with the sub. I feel like towards the end, that pitch bend, like as it's going like, it needs to like come right back down just before, like and it goes
Like that.
Well, like listen how the sub does it. The sub goes like,
Ooh. Well, you wanted to go like follow it up and down.
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah.
Like the sub goes back down just before the snare hits. Play it with the sub, so like while you're trying to shape it, you'll get like you'll be able to match it better.
That's pretty close, I'd say.
I think it's coming down too soon. Look at the sub automation. It's coming down on the sub automation. It's like
it's kind of
right
like the
there.
last like.
Yeah,
like right
so
after
that's
that
where I
eighth
would
note.
that's where I would put the bend. That sounds way closer. Just like that. Spicy meatball.
Too much sausage fat in there on that one. I think on this pre-drop, we shouldn't bring in that sound yet because I think it makes the drop cooler. What do you think?
Yeah,
That
yeah. I
new
feel
one?
like that should be deactivated there. This is a little bit more dry, and then the next.
Turn this down just a little bit.
How long is this first part of the drop? Is it just eight bars?
Yeah, it's short. That's why I kind of feel like this build comes in a little quick because how some songs have it structured.
Because of how long the fake out is.
Yeah, the fake out's like a quarter of the first, like the A section of the drop. So, I mean, if we're going to have that fake out, we should probably take this, move it all over one, continue the drop flow a little bit more.
Yeah, I feel like the drop should go through to the end of that fourth bar.
A little bit more,
Is
yeah.
it just that pre-drop or that like bridge build thing comes in like way too soon? I feel like. I mean, I see this is that was me who structured this out, but
No, not
it's
because when you're like at the beginning, we don't know what it's gonna be, but like after actually hearing it, you're like, oh yeah, we need to let that ride out a little bit longer because
yeah.
it kind
In
of
my
goes
head-
hard.
In my head, I was like hearing this like excision set.
A lot of like the songs when you're, especially when you're doubling them, you'll run into it a lot. Is they'll have like 8-bar, but then an extra like 4-bar, an extra 8-bar build in between like a regular drop. And the songs you double it with have to be like that same structure, or you have to make like an edit of them just to make it go straight into that B section. So we're gonna have to add an extra section in here for it to build.
So
if you want to go for that,
got to come. The B section needs to come.
like right here is when it's gonna start. Because right
Or
now
at
it
least-
starts
yeah,
right
they-
here, so everything's gonna get shifted over one. So this whole
Well, okay,
section
so
will be that part
everything-
of the drop.
Wait, hold up. Now I'm just realizing, why is the fake out start at bar 49?
Because we started out
What
a
is-
song
yeah,
later
go back to-
because we had talking for the intro, so we just like moved it over a little bit. That's why.
Oh, okay, now I see it. Now that you're
we
zoomed
had
out, I
that,
can actually see it.
we had that talking and shit.
Yeah. So, yeah, honestly, from bar 61 to 65, we just need to continue the dropout. Like that little bridge section does not fit there.
Yeah, no,
Or
we gotta
if it-
continue
Or if it was gonna
varying
go
it.
there, if we're gonna go with that idea, I would take from bar 61 and over. Oh,
Like
what do you-
that,
Yeah.
basically.
or-
Wait, let me get rid of that end piece too. Basically, from what I was gonna do, just take it from here, and then move that over, and then copy this section over here again, and then just make it fit in here, basically, just to
Yeah.
keep the flow
Okay.
going, make
I
it
like
slightly
that.
different.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
because
that
I
looks
had
like it'll sound a little better.
yeah, and then I guess we could keep that going because it'll keep it interesting and keep them like headbanging or moving around for a little bit, and just switch up this like that little section where I have that fill where it goes.
So I feel like in this track, it's kind of looking like the call and response is actually more like from bar to bar versus like, the call and response being in the same bar.
Hmm.
Like I'm looking at like the beginning of the fake out. So from like bar 49 to bar 53, I would consider that like,
It's like half the drop, basically.
that'd be the call. No, like that whole pattern, I'd say that's the call.
Hmm.
And then the drop part is like the response.
Mhm.
And then I feel like for bar 55 or 57, we should go back to kind of how the fake out is,
You think?
as like, yeah, bringing it like this is how I'm seeing it. Like this is the call,
Yeah.
this whole section is the call, this is the response. And then we would just bring the call back here, maybe with a different variation.
Yeah, and then
have
add
the
more
response
layers
here.
to
Oh,
it. Yeah, add more layers on top of it to like have like that idea that the pre-drop section, but then still like fatter, like continuing on. I'll fix it. Don't worry about it.
Okay. Yeah, you saw what I did there.
Yeah. No, I got you. So just get rid of
Cool.
this and bring back this shit, and then I'll just try to like
That's
add to it, make it work.
add to it. Yeah, exactly. 100%.
It might even like not sound bad like that, but I want to add like just a little bit, because this
Do what you
main.
want to do, man. So yeah, this is my favorite way to collab. Like when you actually like get to like discuss what should happen in the track and like
Right.
conversate about it rather than just being like, all right, here's the stems, bro, and then getting it back and be like, what the fuck did you do to our song?
Let's go back. No, that's how a lot of people do it. I started some collabs recently, and more people just like to do what you want to do, send it over as just stems, and then you just got to figure it out, and then you got to deal with like some shit being layered together, like hats being in the snare group, and like you just gotta like fucking work with it, so it's definitely easier this way, and you get the result that you're trying to get.
Yeah, 100%. Definitely. Can I just do one thing?
Here, let me do one thing real quick. I just want to make it go da, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
as like the as
That's
the
gonna be
section.
like. Oh, I see what. Oh.
A little bit slower, yeah.
Yeah, that little
The rhythm bounce. You know
rhythm
what I mean?
bounce. Yeah.
Yep. Yep. You already know.
Yep, there it is.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, you know what, dude? You know what I totally forgot to have you do?
What?
I forgot to have you throw a invite link to the Discord channel.
Oh yeah, dude. I
Discord
totally
server.
thought about that. I shouted it out and told everybody like an hour or two before, but
Oh, you know what? That's okay. I'm making a permanent invite right now.
I was gonna tag. I don't know if I have the ability to at everyone in it though.
No, I don't think you do.
Maybe even. A little bit quicker.
Alright, so for anybody interested, I just tossed an invite to my Discord server. In my Discord server, you guys are more welcome to like share tunes, share samples, there's challenges. I try to make it as like dope of a Discord server as possible for producers and listeners. So if you guys want, click that link, join it up, and hope to see you guys there.
Shameless plug.
Shameless plug.
No, I'm just fucking with you. I guess I can't, if we're doing that cold call and response thing, I can't have it that. I guess that is basically the same as. Let me just.
I mean, I feel like at this point, this track is kind of moving from like 4-bar to 4-bar. Is that a 4-bar from 49 to 53, or is that 8? Yeah, that's
it's
4.
4.
So it's like I was saying.
It's kind of
like,
progressing.
like each 4-bar is like a new progression. That's kind of the way I'm looking at this drop.
Yeah, I'll play it from the get. So we like.
In my head, I just heard during that synth that's like wait during that like that last half bar going into the next first half bar. I feel like there should be like a riser or like maybe like a riser plus like a reverse cymbal,
like an effect element. Yep.
And it doesn't come in and end on that first downbeat, but it ends on that snare. So it's like following that.
You think that'll work? Or you want something like a tonal type?
Just find a crash. Just find like a splash crash cymbal kind of thing, and then we can just reverse it. Or that.
Yeah. Cashmere's got all the fucking samples, bro.
Cashmere has all the samples.
Literally.
I swear that guy just sits around making samples. He doesn't even produce anymore. I haven't heard any Cashmere music from him in a while because he's just making samples.
I thought he'd. Yeah, I'm not like super hip to him, but I know he's a goat.
No, he is the goat.
Literally. So you're saying I guess like this whole effects group is turned off. So let me like turn it on and then turn off everything in it.
I suppose, yeah, we kind of just like said
Kind of turn. He's like, yeah, let's just like get rid of all the Atmo we did.
Yeah, we'll just
on
bring
the
it
snare.
to that one. Yeah, on the snare.
Can't hear it for
needs to
shit.
be longer. Like I want to start hearing it at like here. Let me just like I want to.
I'm gonna stretch it out. I was just gonna find a longer one.
Find a longer one, or even just like you could even hit R on this and then put a shit ton of reverb on it, and then
Send it out.
Resample it, reverse it again. Because basically, like as soon as this starts happening,
Yeah, you want it to already start coming in.
I already want to start hearing it from like here.
Dude, it might even be better to. like more than just a cymbal, are you like imagining just like the sound, or are you imagining like some just weird shit bringing it up?
I mean, definitely like the classic reverse cymbal, but it would be really sick to maybe have some like. Could even try synth
like layer it possibly.
Take like with Serum and just make like a really blippy noise, and then put like a an LFO on the pitch, you know. Like that one effect that you played before, where it was like really blippy, and it was like
yeah, that fucking eliminate shit.
Yeah, like even something like that with alongside, like layered with the cymbal.
Yeah, I think this will sound cool layered with the cymbal. Let me just find a longer one for you. Or even like medium.
Or even, honestly, that Valhalla delay, the super massive, you could just
fuck this one up.
Try this. Try taking that other sample, the eliminate one, and do the same thing. So like reverse it.
So they both are long as shit.
Yeah, reverse that one so it's like an impact, and then put a fade on it.
I got you.
I'm just like over here directing.
No, you.
No. Not a fade on the beginning, but if just like. Yeah.
I got you. So just let me wash this one out first, and I'm gonna copy it over.
Yeah, wash them out and then freeze and flatten. Maybe a little too much. Put it to like at least like 25% dry wet, because I want to hear more of the sample. Like that. Beautiful. Yeah. And then freeze and flatten. Copy that setting actually over to the other one.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
This is a little much.
Freeze and flatten them both. And then just align them so they're both like the riser that goes in.
Facts.
And I probably turn them both down at least like 6 dB though. Or at least
hell yeah.
layer.
No, probably more than that, honestly, because there's nothing else going on at this point.
Right. Yeah, I don't need too much of a tail. And then from there, just click R and then reverse them, and now we have a riser. Yeah, boom. A longer riser. Stretch the eliminate one out a little bit more so it actually starts from 0. You know what I mean? Yeah, there we go. Ah, that's it. Yeah.
Yep,
all right.
That's
now,
sweet.
In context with everything else.
There you go. I feel like we could have a little, like that little reverse cymbal I had there could actually work like the original one. In that one section where it was quiet.
I just had an idea. You know what we could do for the very beginning of the drop? That first off, or that first downbeat. After the, so like right here, we could have this kick hit, and then everything kind of goes down in pitch. Like literally everything that's happening in this half bar just goes like, it like has like a tape stop effect.
I could even automate one. Like it's not even terrible sounding, the one in kilohertz, if you want to try it.
Yeah, literally just put that on you could even stick that on the whole fucking master, honestly.
Dude, you love fucking with the master, huh?
Dude, one of the biggest game changers that I learned from one of my favorite artists was taking like make your own washout effects, like with delays, reverbs, flangers, whatever. Just make some really weird effects, and then automate the dry wet mix for these effects like on your master in fill moments. So you just like completely mangle your whole song in certain sections, and this could be one of those moments for sure.
All right, let's try it.
Tape stop on the whole. I would just put it on the master just before the whole. This is just an idea. I mean, we can put it wherever, but I just want to hear how.
No, you want to try it? No, I got you. We could definitely do it. Because like I'm OCD about it, and then I'm gonna have to automate the on and off for every effect that we don't want. You know what I mean?
I do too. I have that feeling like in the back of my head, like this effect being on is doing something to the whole mix. So I always, like even with the Saturn.
It does though. It's just one. It's an extra thing for it to run through. You know.
It is. No, it is. It is. Yeah. So, but like right.
You're seeing that section right there.
Because of how fast it is.
You need to speed up the slow time.
So I'm thinking maybe actually put the automation on the second quarter note, but leave or the second eighth or the eighth note, but leave that first eighth note unprocessed. So it hits and then it comes down.
So you want to hit right? You want to go down right here?
Here, like this. Just hit Control D.
Okay.
Like that.
See how it's delaying the transient of the kick. That's why I don't fuck with putting it on the master. I feel like it's taking too long for everything to come back up, so the transient of the snare or the kick's getting lost in it. Because the speed of that tape stop effect.
I don't think so. No, because the computer is literally telling it to stop right here, and that's why a lot of people will do side chaining with automations, because you like the latency doesn't matter when it comes to automation. So the fact that we're turning it back on, it's going in this millisecond, 0 milliseconds right here. It's going. I can hear it too. It sounds.
No, you can't tell me that snare doesn't sound the same as the snare right after, dude. Because if you're automating the volume, I feel like you would notice it, like it would be instantly back up. But you're automating the on-off of another plugin for it to run through.
What you could do then, to get away from that, is just turn the grid off, and we can just have this automation.
Yeah, that could work too. Or you could just put it on the mids group, and that'll just save the drums from losing it. But that might work. Yeah, that's definitely a little better. But you could keep that effect and keep the transient of the drums. I feel like if you put it on the mids group or everything else except the kick and the snare.
Yeah, or actually just put it on the all group.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, just do that instead. I kind of like that idea.
Just so you don't risk losing the drums are like the driving factor of everything. Yo, what up, Razor?
Yeah, I was just gonna say I've been meaning to tell him yo too.
I didn't see. I wasn't paying attention to it for a little bit.
Yo, what's good, man? Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, Razor's fucking sick, dude. He's hot.
Oh yeah.
Like physically and musically. What the fuck?
What the fuck?
What the fuck just happened, bro? Is it still on the master? What the fuck is happening, dude?
What in the fuck is happening? That's all I did was put it. Oh, it's after all the side chaining and everything. So
oh yeah, that's fucking that up for sure.
That's super weird.
I was like, dude, what happened? I think here. Let me see the automation real quick.
Oh, it needs to be turned. Yeah. Something got fucked up with the automation.
Yeah, I think when he moved it over, it did something.
The on-off automation like got fucked up or something.
Yeah, no, it didn't. It doesn't come back on. That's what it was.
Yo, I have the grid turned off.
That'll do it.
Yeah, there you go. Okay.
That's so much better, dude. But it still needs to be dialed in with the time.
Go fast. Yeah.
It's like around 500.
Time at 0.
Yeah, it's definitely like delays it, even when you automate the off. I feel like that one sound that's on the this it definitely needs more of a reverb to it. It needs more like wetness.
Just put honestly that super massive. Just copy that super massive one from that
facts.
That yoink layer that homie helped us with.
Yeah, that one.
That layer actually sounded really good.
Yeah, Hostile fucking came through on that one. Yeah, that reverb was dialed.
Yeah, shout out Hostile for getting that layer situated. Turn it down.
Yeah.
Just turn the reverb layer down. Yeah, there we go. Beautiful.
Yeah, it puts it in the space. Like, it was too dry before. Play it back, just in case Razor just joined. So that first flow that I copied over from the pre-drop, I feel like it kills some of the energy on this part here. Instead of going back to like that basic flow with these stabby notes, we'll keep like this similar idea, like the like that type of flow, but then just switch it up just a little bit, because I feel like it just like dies down when it gets to this section. So let me just do that. Ooh, that might work for this part. On the one. I think that could work as like a little switch for just reversing it. It kind of completely changed it. It goes up instead of down, like Yeah, we should definitely fuck with this section more, because the other part's starting to get it.
I don't think we should have the fake drop here. I don't think the fake drop was necessary in this part.
Yeah, straight into it.
The way it builds, I think it should just go straight into it. Yeah. And honestly, I really just kind of like the flow, and because I mean, it's got my sustain in there. It's got your yoinks.
And this kind of going like it's continuing
like this as,
off
like, the
that.
Switch. Yeah. I feel like we don't really need to fuck with this part too much. You can definitely change it, but
Do you?
Go back, play it from 61.
I was gonna say, do you think we need to have like this whole build section into that?
I like that,
B-drop?
dude. I like that. At first, I didn't because it wasn't timed right, but now it's timed right. Like,
okay.
Now it sounds good. Like, it was.
Yo, shout out Subsect.
We need to bring in some risers.
So just want to go straight into the drums right there. I thought it sounded kind of cool when it goes, like, wah, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like at a show that would fucking go off when they hear that. But I mean, it'll go off either way when the drums come in. But like when I was at these shows recently, when my boy Cliptic was playing, so many pre-drops, like even just like straight quarter note pre-drops, people love that shit, dude. Like they go like bonkers for it. Like every time they hear that.
I think what we should do then is have a half bar pre-drop or a half bar fake out kind of thing. Like where, here, let me zoom in on this.
Just bring in the drums a little bit sooner, because I think it is a 4-bar pre-drop right now.
We're right here. So okay, build comes in. I want to pull this over because I kept doing
Yeah,
this.
all the markers are fucked up. I got you. I don't know if your mouse will let you. Will it? Nah, just keeps playing it. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, just move that over. At least just that one for now, because that's the only one I really need.
Actually, I
that
guess
should be
fake
that
out
on
should be
69,
there.
right? Fake
No.
out should be on 69.
Yeah, I guess it's right there,
Yeah.
and then the drop. You want it to drop just right after, like that. I guess that'll work.
I feel like. Wait, what is that? Okay, so maybe instead of it being a half bar like I was thinking, it should just be a full bar. So so you are right.
No,
No.
Well, I'm gonna do it.
so
I
it
think
would-
I know what you're
it would
trying to
be
do.
this
You want
way.
me to do it for you?
See, what I'm hearing in my head is when this drops, we have just this sound, just that, and then this goes out, and then the drums and everything come in on this bar.
Yeah, that's exactly what. Let me do it for you, just because it'll be easier.
I think we got the same idea. So
I think I know what you're talking about.
everything would start there.
Just like that, basically.
So it's not as long of a fake out, but it's still fake out.
And I gotta get rid of this though if we're gonna do that. The new kick
Oh,
is.
Subsect is in here. What's up, G? How you doing, man?
That's why it was fucking with me with this new kick in the way. It looks like it keeps fucking with me, thinking it's like a snare layer. Trying to go straight into it like that, basically, is what you're saying, right?
Yeah.
Why does the drum sound fucking weak now? Oh, I think because I have an automation on them.
There was something sounded different about that.
No, that drums are up there. Oh, there's no snare. I see what's going on. No, it's because I think it's
That one's
off. Yeah, this one's off
That
right
one's
here.
off somehow. Okay.
Because the way the drop was, it was different before. The snare was
Well,
on the
and yo,
offbeat.
honestly, you know what? Actually, hold up. I have an idea. So, hold up. We haven't been, for this part of the drop, we haven't been using these guys. So we can literally just delete these.
Yeah, you could delete those channels right there for the old.
No. I have an idea. We'll do like a sample swap kind of thing. I love this. Like Charles the First does this all the time, but it works in like every genre. So like during this part of the drop, we have these sample layers, but then I'll turn them all on, because now we're not actually using them during this part.
They're
but
gonna be there
then-
in the first part.
So it's just for this part, it's just these layers, but then over here we change things up. So instead of this layer, we maybe use like these two layers or something like that. So it kind of changes things. We maybe even just drop this and see how what that's. So like a clap change or a snare change.
No, I
do that
gotcha.
shit all the time in music, and it
Hell
actually
yeah.
sounds really dope when done right.
No, I
Like
do it a
during, like,
lot
the-
too. Honestly, I started
yeah.
doing it more just because it's more of a switch than doing just something with the
Yeah.
synths. But we just got to
You're
make
like
sure
you're-
we pick the right ones to like give up. So I
Yeah,
think
it has to-
that
it
snare
has to sound
3.
good.
That snare 3 is actually like a clack. Like this one's actually not bad. We should make this part more of like a drier layer. Like get rid of the claps that we added.
All I'm saying is don't mess with how we have the A section. Do whatever you want with the B section.
Yeah, this is already dialed. We just have to get rid of
Yeah.
what we turn back
Yeah.
on. Like that's already good to go. And I think we could probably get rid of that because I'm not using that.
Honestly,
What's up?
the new layer you just introduced kind of overrides the main layer that we had before. So
Yeah.
that was the tail layer. I would
three?
get rid of the very first layer.
This-
Get rid of channel 16. That's what I meant.
Get rid of that
first
one?
layer. Leave the other ones, but get rid of that one, and that might change the vibe. Leave that one in. 19 sounded better with 19 in there, I think. So like that's the sample swap. Like it goes from like the layer that to the layer that you originally had in there.
Right. I'm trying to hear it like to make it sound. feel like the snare, like the kick is too delayed from the snare. It's fucking my head. Maybe I need to delay these ones a little bit. What?
Like I was explaining before, we have the kicks offset by 5 milliseconds, so that way when the snare layer hits, that transient hits first, so that becomes the prominent one. So that's probably the delay you're hearing.
No, I hear that, but sometimes, like, even with that kick being delayed, since there's like we have 4 snare layers, offsetting some of them might make it sound a certain type of way, just like the way that it hits, because after everything's squashed together, they're all running through the same bus, so they're all getting like some sort of a glue at the end of all of it. So I was figuring, like, if you delay some of them a certain way, like left or right, that might make them glue together a little bit better, because I don't know why it's just not hitting right. It's not bad, but like it definitely could be a little bit cleaner. I don't know if it's just the samples too that could be doing it.
I don't know, I guess this is where we defer a little bit, because I think it sounds
All right, let's hear that. Or maybe they just need to be mixed in a little bit better. They might just be too loud since we didn't have that many layers going on before. Yeah, that's definitely a lot better. It was just so like badly mixed that it was just too fucking loud, because it went from 3 layers to what, like 4 or 5. So it was just a lot louder, and it wasn't compensated for the gain.
right. Got you.
So Subsec said he's not too bad. He's Jay chilling.
Yeah.
We got 10 more minutes before we wrap this one up.
Word. Yo, I'll be right back. I actually gotta use the restroom, so hold on.
Go ahead. The fuck is that?
Wait. I am back.
That was quick, dude. You got like a
Oh,
little
yeah.
bottle on the side there?
Yeah, I got a little piss bottle under my studio desk.
I just had to turn off the camera real quick for it.
Nah, that's just what's nice about having a house with like 2.5 bathrooms.
Oh, hell
There's
yeah.
one like everywhere you need it.
Yeah, that's perfect. I'll play it back one more time. I mean, we could play the intro if you want to start fucking with that. Just get a little break from the drop with the minutes we
Yeah.
have left.
Well, first off, I definitely want this drum loop a little bit more. Oh wait, where's the drum
It's
loop?
at the top, I think.
You have it in the drums? Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah,
I
it's
was
right
gonna
under.
say.
It's right under that group, the break beat. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah, it's got nothing on it. I literally just threw it in before we got on the call. Yeah, I was like
No, it
I was
sounds
trying to
good,
get
though.
something. Yeah, it's a good idea. We just gotta like mix it in and dial everything together.
Yeah, definitely. Just needs a little bit more.
TLC, a little more love.
A little more love, more elbow grease, a little compression and soft lifting. Do the magic. This is so hard over Zoom.
Right, trying to EQ over with the delay.
You have our triggers in, yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
Why does it sound like they're not doing that? You know what? This is just so boomy. You know what we can do to this loop? Yo, you just got a sub or a follow or something. I heard that. Yeah. Mad shout out to whoever that was. Even though you're not following me.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but yeah, someone did something.
Hell yeah. That was definitely an alert.
Yeah. Love you.
What was I going to do? Yeah, this guy. Okay, so let's put this to... you already have it warped. Let's consolidate this real quick. And actually, instead of complex pro, let's do texture so the transients don't get so fucked up.
Or you could do beats too. That might do something. That might keep the clicks in there. The clicks.
Repitch whenever I'm changing the pitch of drums within this, like I the way I learned was repitch is the cleanest algorithm for changing drums.
True.
It changes the pitch of the drums, but drums are usually atonal, so it doesn't really matter. So what I want to do is copy, do that, and then consolidate it. And then as soon as this gets consolidated, then we'll go to beats mode and then transients, because I want to tighten this up a little bit. That's weird. I didn't get any. I don't see who followed you or if it was a sub or what. Like I don't see.
Yeah, I heard it. I just didn't see anything pop up.
Didn't see it. Yeah. For the next one, we'll have to figure out why that was. Okay, so yeah, if we put this to beats mode, transients.
Yep.
And then put this to the arrow thing. Put it to the forward-facing arrow. Maybe something like that. A little bit more.
Just a little tighter.
And is this loop delayed? I feel like this loop is delayed.
Yeah, it definitely is.
Like
I mean,
it's not hitting the transients right. Like
it's weird. No, it's definitely a little bit. It's a little off the grid. I think on purpose to give it like that swing. Like, it has like a swing to it. It's probably like, you might even do like a negative like -2 or -3 and see if that does anything on the delay on the track.
How many milliseconds is that right there? That's 7 milliseconds. Yeah, so we could literally offset this -7. I don't know if you want to put that in for me. I can't really get that. Yeah. -7. Then maybe that should sound a little bit better with the sidechain.
Possibly. Yeah, that's a little better. Try -6 just so it has like just the slightest bit of delay to it without being like perfectly on the beat.
Also, one of these sounds are way too wide. We need. It's not this one.
It's the reslayer, dude. That sound is so like big.
Yeah,
might need to put like a bass, like a mono on there or bass mono from utility.
We'll get a little bit more surgical with this one.
You got it, mate.
There we go.
Yeah, I'd bring in a little bit more of a side for the mids, yeah.
Oh yeah, that sounds better.
And I'd probably put that before the Saturn, so like it's soft.
Oh yeah, that's kind of like the that's like the clipper limiter, isn't it?
Yep.
In this case.
That's a soft clip.
And then let's put it up here.
It's just noise. It actually sounds like it actually fills up a lot of space. I guess this will be the last thing we're doing, unless anybody wants us to stay a little longer.
Yeah, let us know in the chat, guys, if you want us to keep going. I can always switch over to my side and make those samples like we said we were going to do. I got all night, I mean.
Yeah, let us know if you want us to keep going or end the stream in about a minute.
I suppose it's like, what, midnight for you?
No, it's 10. I'm 2 hours behind, so I'm still chilling right now.
Okay. Just want to roll everything off a little bit.
No, for sure. This part in the intro has so many dynamics that like when the drop comes in, it's like super squash sounding. So it definitely needs that control. Like we gotta tame it a little more. Subsect is saying to keep going, so I guess we'll keep going.
Hell yeah. Well, yeah. If you want, we can switch over to my side. And like I said, I was gonna start putting some samples together, mostly like risers and just anything else that we think we could fit in the track. And I was actually thinking, instead of having to go through the whole fucking process of like making an Ableton project pack out of this and then sending it to me and doing that all over stream, you can literally just export this as a .wave and then send that to me, and I can just bring that into Ableton and literally just work off of that single .wave, and then whatever I send back to you, you can just piece over what's in here. So it's like a little puzzle piece, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, no, sometimes it's good to just commit, take what you have, move on with it. So how many like layers you want to do? You want to do like one intro layer, drums, and the drop layer? Or just straight one wave file for the whole thing?
I would say, yeah, just give me one straight wave file, because when I'm in it, I'm not really going to be trying to change anything. I'm just going to be trying to add to it.
True.
And then if we need to change anything, we can always make note of it and be like, yo, so here, we should probably do this.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's not like permanent either, because if you do change something, if you want to go back and change it, I can just change it on my end, rebalance it, and throw it back over to you.
100%. Yeah. I'm super down with whatever, honestly. I just want to, just real quick, before you send that over, though, I do want to do a little bit of mixing.
Go ahead.
Just to kind of tame things a little bit, because I don't want all this high end in the mix. 7K trick, guys. Always low pass your, basically all of your musical instruments at least like 10K. So that way your synths, or I'm sorry, your cymbals can sit up here, and then your synths sit in here. So you put your synths in this box, and then you put your cymbals in this box, and then it separates them better. Like when you're doing it and you're soloing stuff, it's going to make them sound more like dull, but when you put everything in together in context, it's going to sound nice and bright. Actually more bright.
Yeah, if
and
your
like,
shit's
have a
layered
cleaner
properly,
brightness.
yeah, everything will be cleaner instead of just like a clashy loudness.
Yeah. The cymbals, I don't really do that too. Like the cymbals I'll leave pretty much just that way, but
Yeah, I low cut them a little. I've already like ran them through the process, so they're pretty clean.
Yeah. Do you have Soothe on here? Let's stick Soothe on here. Really
No.
quick.
It's on like
always
everything. Everything else is not that. Cause
This is like the number one thing I always put Soothe on.
what do you
Is the
do
hi-hats,
for
for
the
sure.
high end or like for like lows or mids?
I'll just put Soothe on the cymbals and then
Just to
set it
butter
to,
'em up.
like, just to butter them up, yeah. I just leave it on default, and I double click this filter, so I'm doing everything to the top end, not just kind of filtering it off at like 15K or whatever. I just double click that and then increase the sharpness and selectivity, and that's really all I ever do for my hats.
Pull back the depth like a tiny bit, like to like 1 or 2.
See, I kind of like that level because
Like
like
that?
my tallest peaks I go for -6.
True.
I go for -6 on the tallest peaks, but I can pull it back a little bit.
See if it still hits that mark. No, not even that low, just like a little bit. Yeah, see? Just so it's like between, like from 1 to 2, because it'll still get below -6 without like taking out too much meat from the hi-hats. Because I've like noticed sometimes when I'll put soothe on everything, if the depth's too high, it like takes away that strong mono signal. It just weakens it a little bit. So if it's not like harsh, I try not to soothe it out too much, if that makes any
No,
sense.
I definitely notice it does that too, but that's if you don't set the sharpness and selectivity. If you set these, it sounds better when you have it at 3. I know what
Yeah.
you're talking about. If you
No,
leave
that
it
makes
at 3,
sense.
it sounds
No,
kinda,
that's good
it
to
takes
know.
too much out. But if you set these two, then like sitting at 3 can sound pretty good. It's just like sharper on what it does. But yeah, so that's it. And then for like everything else in the drums. Literally.
Yeah, even like the kick, it has like this high end layer that can get EQ'd out.
Yeah, it's gonna get EQ'd out. I don't know, now I like before I was having a hard time differentiating between the cymbals and like the synths, but
Yeah.
doing that little 7K trick, like this little 7K trick helps every time, guys. I swear to God.
Yeah, I can hear the difference. I usually don't do it.
The only thing is though, this clap, I'm not gonna lie, this whole clap layer is kind of really like not bright enough for me. So wherever that is, I kind of want to just EQ that clap layer up.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure some of those are like raw. Like there's
Yeah, I don't
not
think
much
there's
on them. It's just a
really-
transient shaper and an EQ. And the other one doesn't have anything on it. The stadium clap, we could definitely bring out life out of that second one. Like putting like a saturator or anything on it, just to brighten it up a little bit.
It's like that helps a little bit, and then
I don't think that is that Pro Q3 even doing anything. Open that up. Oh, it's got a little low cut. I think the song's in D sharp. See if like the D sharp harmonic sounds getting good on it.
well, if it's in D sharp, I can do a 5th interval since I'm right on A. If
Yeah,
it's in
that-
D sharp, I could do A sharp.
It sounds all right there.
Yeah, I like that. So in the mids group, it looks like 400 and 900's a little strong. You might want to EQ a little bit of that out, just a tiny bit. EQ,
Yeah, you
I
can
think
go
it was
into
like,
the layers and see which one's like prominent in those two areas. I mean, there's only like 3 or 4 layers on that side. It's probably the sustain that's not EQ'd correctly,
yeah, honestly,
or
it's probably.
yeah, because that's the only differentiating thing. It has a lot of yeah, it's
That's it right
Yeah, it's
there.
right
It's
there.
400 and
Literally,
900.
you can see it. It's like just because that's the only thing that changes throughout the first section and that section. So you just gotta.
Yeah.
You could even put a soothe and just tame those two frequencies, or EQ them out, like dynamic EQ them with Pro Q3. That might do the trick.
Either one is gonna do the trick. Yeah.
All right, I'll throw Pro Q3 on there. There might already be one. Yep, there is. That's funny. There's already one that's I'm using as a side chain for that blip noise. But let me just throw another one on there.
Get that one at 10K too.
Yeah, I
didn't
see
realize
that.
there was- yeah.
There's a little bit going on in this one.
Damn.
I'm gonna have to copy that EQ layer and throw it on here too. Cause I like doubled up the layers, turned them down, so I have like more harmonics going on. Let's see how that looks on.
Elixir Records says, "Can you add a spider sound effect?"
Okay.
It's a spider sound effect.
Yeah, I think he's just fucking with us. That should be my boy Samson,
Spider
Sammy.
sound effect.
Ace Miller, Lloyd. He says that a lot.
When I think of a spider sound effect, I think of like Spider-Man shooting a web out.
Yeah, I guess he's talking about Spider-Man like a yeah, no, that could there's probably already spider sounds in here, honestly. That's just like a disperser on like anything that'll make a spider sound.
For real, yeah, just put a disperser on like a little drop of water noise.
Yeah.
And it'll sound like
That's Spider-Man right there.
Can you add a spider sound?
Yeah, I think that tamed it a little bit. That the one at 900 still prominent. That's a little better.
I was just thinking too, when you stem this out and send it to me, you should actually separate it like drums, everything, and sub.
That's
So
what I was.
So I get 3 stems.
That's
Yeah.
what I was thinking. Just because like it's gonna be hard to correct anything if it's like already set in stone.
Save it where it's at and start doing that.
Let me throw the break beat. I guess I'll
Unless
just.
you had
No, let me turn off master chain too, and just break it up in 3 parts. I'll do the drums and the break beat and everything, and then the sub.
You know what you could do too? You could put on the master a utility at like -10, and then when I bring these stems back in, I can put a utility at +10, and then just put the same limiter on it, and it should be like literally the exact same thing. Because I'm afraid
You want to
like,
work
if
with
any
headroom?
peaks- well, the thing is, like, if you export and there's any peaks that go over 0 dB, it's gonna hard clip it. So then what I'll get is like a hard clipped version of it.
True.
So I want it to be as like as like
Undamaged
dry
as
to the
possible.
mix as it
Yeah.
could. Yeah. So like I said, like yeah, if you put a utility on the master at -10, and then I put it on mine at +10, and then put the same limiter on it, it should have literally the same effect it's having on the track. There wouldn't be any like exporting clipping happening. So I don't know if you knew that. If anything's going in the red in Ableton and you export it and you bring it back into Ableton, it hard clips it at 0 dB. So if it was originally in the red at like +6 dB, you export it like that, bring it back into Ableton, it's going to be hard clipped at 0. It's weird.
Yeah, I know there's a limiter built into it. I didn't realize that it hard clipped it. I thought it kept it pretty transparent.
It's just it's a digital hard clipper. That's it. It's not even, there's no limiter. It's not even a clipper. It's just the fact that in the project, if you're working with 24-bit resolution, for example, you can technically go within the project over 0 dB up to 24 dB. But as soon as you go outside of the project, it goes flat at 0. It normalizes.
Shout out Illicit. He said that's gas. Even though I kind of fuck with the A section of the drop more now. I used to like the sustain more, but like now I kind of like the new flow in the start.
I agree. I really agree. I feel like that was kind of what I was feeling like even before we started streaming, or even like had the idea to stream this whole collab session. I was like, I just felt like the drop was too busy, and if maybe we just dropped some of those synths, it would sound a little bit better.
Yeah, everything, like we know how to process them pretty good to make those individual sounds stand out. So when you do that to too many layers, you just kind of get like a fart. Out. Yeah, it's just like a washed out fart.
So there you guys go. You can't just throw any and all layers together. You really got to be a little strategic about it.
It goes hand in hand, like simplicity versus over processing. Like you need to be simplistic in terms of the way you structure the layers and put everything together, but then creative and a little bit complicated in terms of the individual processing on them to get a unique sound.
When it comes down to it, you can process sounds all day, but the only thing that's really going to give you a really clear and concise mix is the arrangement. Like your arrangement is like 80% of the mix, honestly, because you're telling the listener's ear to listen to certain frequencies, and if you like overload the listener's ear with all these frequencies, it's going to sound like mess. But if you are careful about what the listener's ear are listening to, then...
No, that's true. A lot of songs that you listen to, especially on like bigger labels, the difference between them and like yourself or like myself, you know, is that the difference you'll hear. A lot of them are so simplistic, but then it sounds like fatter and fuller that way, because when you have less layers, there's more room for those individual elements to shine on the track rather than it just being like fighting for space.
Yeah, there's less frequency masking going on. And I mean, you can definitely use multiple layers to like add to the sound, to like build a wall of sound, but you just got to be careful not to like you said, like wash it out. Yo, shout out to everybody still chilling with us in the chat. You guys are awesome. It's just a lazy Monday hanging out on Twitch
or YouTube.
Or wait, yeah, we're on YouTube. I'm on Zoom, so I don't know what we're on.
Yeah, we're on something on the internet. We've had like a solid, I feel like there's real like solid 4 or 5 people that have consistently been on here, and then it's been fluctuating.
Shout out those guys.
Shout out you, my 5 real fans. Yeah, this is the part about producing where you're just kind of like thinking, contemplating life. When you just watch it load, even when you have a powerful ass computer and it still takes a minute and a half to load.
I mean, it's one thing when you're on the other side, like waiting for homies shit to load, but when you're the one, like it's you that like got it to start to load, you're just like, come on.
Yeah, right.
Hurry. Yo, so I guess while we're doing this, while we're waiting on this project file to open up, I want to hear in the chat, how are you guys introduced to bass music? Was it dubstep? Was it house music? Was it trance? Was it drum and bass? How are you guys introduced to bass music? I want to know. Let me hear it in the chat. And when? How long ago?
That's crazy. Like when I'm still young, obviously. But like when I first started hearing about dubstep, it wasn't with any of the OG heads. Like it was my friend showing me like Bass Nectar and Skrillex when I was in middle school. And then after that, I actually dove into myself and got a feel for things and actually like researched more of the OG guys like Scream and more of like that minimal, like what actual dubstep is versus like that super hyped up pop version of it that it is now.
Yeah.
Subsect is showing, he says Rusco Pro Nails.
Pro Nails. 2010. A.
Damn, he's an OG.
OG. Yeah. That's about the same time I got into dubstep too. My first introduction to dubstep was Dat 6 Shambhala 2009 mix. That was the first time I ever really like actually listened to dubstep.
Hell yeah.
But before that, I was making trance music, dude.
That's so funny.
I was super into like Tiesto and Armin van Buuren, Johan Galen, like all these crazy like Dutch trance artists. Like that, I was super into that in like the early 2000s, like 2005, 2006, 2007. So everything I made was like strictly 138 BPM and like 4 to the floor. But then in like 2008, 2009, I found Datsik and all those guys like Datsik, Downlink, like all the OG dubstep artists.
Hell yeah.
And then in 2014, I found like Requake and Bad Clap. And then that was it. That was literally it for me. That was like what changed my whole like perspective on bass music, was listening to those two guys.
Oh yeah, that's funny. It's like basically the same artists. It was Excision and like sad to say it now, but it was Datsik at the time. You know what I mean? They're like
dubstep.
they're the
you
ones.
Can't deny it.
You can't. Yeah, they're like pioneered a lot of like what you'd experience at like a live show, just that heavy, dirty shit. You know,
wobble sounds,
literally my
the
first
wobble patterns.
My first dubstep show was Datsik headlining, and there was OK and Drezzo opening for him. So
yeah,
it was still a really good show, but like it was basically what sparked me into getting into it, because I was producing like trap and hip hop beats when I started out, and I was in like 2000, or I don't know what year it was honestly, but I was in like middle school or high school. I just downloaded FL Studio, a cracked version of it on my laptop, and then fucking around with it enough, you get a feel for making beats. And trap beats and hip hop beats are so simple. Like you just throw drums in the sampler and lay a simple melody and just loop it, and you have simple pattern. You just keep looping, and that's basically it.
And that's it.
And then I went to a dubstep show, dropped some stuff, and when I was there, I was like, I wonder how they make these weird ass sounds, you know, because I'm back home making simple trap beats. I'm like, what are they doing to make these sounds, and how are they modulating? How is it changing and progressing? And then next thing you know, I'm sitting here on YouTube making dubstep.
Fuck yeah. That's how it goes. Malik says Flux Pavilion in like 2011. I was 5 years old. Holy shit.
Damn.
Dude, you're a young blood. That's crazy. And then Subsec says 2011 Shams was the best for me, especially Flux Pavilion and Dr. P. Yo, second show I ever played, I actually opened for Flux Pavilion. It was crazy.
Hell yeah. Flux is OG
awesome.
too. Like a lot of, like, I'd say after Datsik, that type of era, Flux is definitely one of like really big in terms of getting people into that scene and making, he made a lot of that transition music between regular music and like dubstep. Like he kind of had that door.
Malik brought up Dr. P, and yeah, not gonna lie, honestly, I grew up on Dr. P too. Like that one track he had that, man, I can't even remember what it's called or how it goes, but it was so fucking popular for the longest time. It was like bass something. Oh my god, hang on, I gotta look it up. All right.
Dr. P.
Malik has me looking it up now. I got Dr. P.
Yeah, he said he is young as fuck, but I mean, he can't be that young because I'm only 21, so he's probably like a few years behind me.
I suppose honestly, I'm probably the old fuck here. I'm like I'll be 30 years old next year. It's stupid. I don't like it.
Damn, what happened, bro?
I was born in early 90s. That's what happened.
Nah,
Yo, shout out Genova Project. That's it. That was one of the first tracks.
Oh hell yeah, dude! Back in the day when I fucking
Yeah.
edited Call of Duty videos, that was a song I made an edit to. That's how sick it was. That's how OG it was.
Modern Warfare 3 when it was like the newest shit.
Modern Warfare 2, dude.
soundtrack.
Like quick scope in Modern Warfare 2 and like learning how to use After Effects. That's the shit I'd put in my edits. Like that's OG. And
Sweet
Subsec said he's 32. You just made him feel bad, bro. You're like, damn, I'm turning 30.
Ah, shit. Yo, I'm almost there, bro.
And you got Malik, who's 16, so he's like pretty much double his age.
Sweet Shop. Yo, Sweet Shop's the track I was thinking of. It's like, Sweet Shop. That's the fucking classic right there. I don't care who you are. That's a classic right there. Sweet Shop. Like, that's what, like, honestly, yeah, dubstep was literally birthed by those guys. Like, Skrillex, Downlink, Dat Sick. As much as I hate to admit Dat Sick had part of it.
Oh, yeah.
Excision before he was, like, super famous.
Yeah, I'm gonna email this to you.
Right, word. All right, cool, guys. We're almost there. We're almost at the point now where
Yeah,
we're going to switch over.
They're kind of dropping out a little bit.
Yeah, I see that here. We kind of got off topic. They're like, fuck this shit.
Yeah, right. What are they doing? They're just fucking chilling. Because I changed the screen to the chilling and chatting, so they're like, oh, now I'm trying to see some dubstep.
Yeah, right.
All right,
Oh,
where
well.
the fuck did I save that shit? There it is. Can you extract 7-zip? You got an unarchiver on there, right?
Yeah, I got Uncarver, yeah.
All right, so it should work.
Yeah.
Bass cannon. Let the bass cannon kick it. Hell yeah.
Flux Pavilion all the way.
I kind of want to remix some of that shit too, but like low-key Subtronic's already like murdered and like demolished those songs. Like he's already got doubles for him. He's already gave him like a modern mix down. Like I Can't Stop.
I Can't Stop. Hell yeah. That's another classic.
Ah, what's that one that he remixed that everyone knows? It goes bum 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 bum. Gold Dust. Yeah, that one. That one's a fucking banger too. If I
Da 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 da.
it's just this typical. It's like his signature sound. You know what I mean? It's just that super like. It's just a.
Boom, 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 boom. He just like, yeah, the signature sound was literally just like a saw wave with like a detuned voice that made it like a chord.
Yeah, it's just
Like,
it's just
every time.
layered saw waves, distorted, detune, and like running it through some expensive, nice fucking hardware. He fucking
Those
did that shit.
Super FM synths.
Yeah,
Yeah, Gold Dust. Yeah, yeah. Subsite's got it too. Yeah, that was the one. Gold Dust.
Hell yeah.
With the vocal sample in the intro.
And when you hear that at a show, even to this day, like when people hear that breakdown, they all know what's coming. Like it's like as long as it's not a shitty edit, it's gonna go ham.
Bruh, I'm trying to share this link again.
For anyone new that's joining in, I'm just sending over Trentcast the stems for what we just worked on. So if you stay
If you're
tuned.
just jumping in now, we're kind of taking a little bit of a slight break. We're getting some stems made up, and then yeah, we're gonna switch over to my side. And I'm gonna try to build off of what we got on my end here.
Damn, Malik came from Debt Step.
That stuff. What's up?
He came from Debt Step, transitioned into those, so I understand where he's coming from.
Oh, I see.
Like
Yeah.
heavy metal, just like he said he played those songs at a show yesterday. Look at that.
But, yeah. Hold up. I will actually, while you're getting that sent over, I'll be right back. One more second. I know I keep taking these little breaks, but
Yeah, I got it sent over now. Yeah, those songs, like, you can't not play them. Build-up's kind of dog duty right now, so I'm going to play the drop for those people that have just tuned in.
Yo, I just learned a dope new fact.
up?
On my way to the restroom and to get a beer, my girlfriend tells me that Mark Wahlberg was actually Marky Mark in the tune Good Vibrations. I
Really?
think that's how it goes. I can barely hear it in my head. I know what tune she's talking about, but I had no clue that was Mark Wahlberg from like the movie Shooter.
Oh yeah, no, there's yeah, I know Mark. That song had a good remix of it too.
Dude, I did not know that was Mark Wahlberg. That blew my
I
mind.
did not know that either. But you should have the project now. It's like it's definitely not the final one that we're gonna be continuing off of, but it's enough to get you to like sound
Yeah,
design
no,
or
no,
make
no.
some effects and shit for
Well,
it. Because
well,
I'm
like I was
already
saying,
correcting some shit.
my idea, like I said, my idea behind it is I'm just gonna take this dot wave, throw it into Ableton, and then just kind of use that as like a guideline to follow. And then
Right.
whatever I make, I will just send back to you, and you can throw it into this project the way it is,
Makes sense.
because that's how I'm like working with it, right?
Right. No, you got it.
So
So you're just gonna discard it and rebalance out whatever you have, and then go from there.
I'm just gonna drag and drop this dot wave, or the dot waves of these stems into a new project, and I'm just gonna
Go ham.
start from scratch. What BPM are we at? 144,
144, and it's a D sharp.
and it's D sharp. Okay.
So you should have it whenever you're ready. You share your screen and then take over.
Yeah, I'll go ahead. We're definitely gonna. I hope the audio still works.
No, it should. As long as you have it routed to Zoom, we should be good. It might not be as crisp, but it's still like audible.
Right, dude. I think you gotta stop sharing because it's not letting me share when you are trying to share.
All right, go ahead.
Okay. Beautiful. There we go.
Let's see how it looks.
I just gotta get my audio situated. You said you sent it by email
Yeah, just Trentcast.
to my Trentcast one.
Yeah. Now we're looking at Forrest's screen on his iMac.
Yes, sir. We have officially switched over to my side, so now I am in control. We're going to see what we can do here. I hope I can open this. Actually, I didn't know. Oh, yeah. You asked if I had the own archiver. Yeah, we're good.
Yeah, when I had my MacBook, I used that a lot, so it comes in clutch.
Sick. Yeah, there we go. Beautiful.
There you go. You got all the headroom you need, bro. That's a mastering engineer's wet dream, right?
Wet dream and a half. All right. So what I'm gonna do then, I'm gonna stick. This was drums. These are like all the drums, right?
Yep, it's everything. The intro and all that. The intro drums kind of look almost louder than the drop drums from what it looks like. Maybe they're just more filled out because that loop is kind of a thick loop. Samplifier obviously knows what the fuck he's doing.
For now, I'm gonna do that. Sorry, what were you saying about that thick loop?
No, just saying the intro drums kind of look like they might even be like bigger than the
I think
drop
that was
drums.
honestly the compression and clipping I added to it. Like,
yeah,
so-
yeah, you brought them up a little bit. That's all
That's
good.
okay.
It's not a biggie.
Definitely-
No.
Yeah, we can fix that later. And then this was so I'll just stick this here, and then this is sub, so I'll just stick that there as well. Cool.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. So I'm gonna just leave my regular kick, snare, perk channels in case I need them, but I doubt I will.
Mm-mm.
But as far as I know, here we go. And then you did bring it down -10, right?
12.
-12
Mm-hmm.
on the utility.
Yep.
So if I go +12, should be the
Should be
same.
same, yeah.
Check it real quick. That sounds about right and looks about right. I don't know if you actually in your project,
I
really quick, take a look at the gain reduction.
I had the Pro L at it was on. The only thing on the master is a Pro L, and then there's a Soothe before that, and it's on the removing what most miss preset. Might have like tweaked it a tiny bit possibly, but it was just those two, and then yeah, that's it.
Did you set the depth, sharpness, selectivity, or anything?
Let me look at yours real quick.
Just default.
View your shit. It was at -4 on the depth. So change the preset to, it's called removing what most miss. So just search that.
Oh.
And then I dragged it to the right side, so like towards the high end. So I just moved that yellow point over. Yeah, it should be close enough. Like it was at, the depth was at -4, but it was around there.
That's honestly, that should be good.
Yeah, it's close enough.
Cool.
It's just a listen.
And then just real quick, play it. I just want to double check and make sure. Play it from the drop. And then, are you getting like on the Pro L? You should be getting like negative.
I'm getting like -6.5.
All right, perfect. My plan worked out. This literally worked out the way I wanted it to, because I didn't want anything to get soft clipped and then like the dynamics get fucked with.
No, it's all Gucci.
The dynamics are really the same. That's cool. Boom.
So are you thinking of like making synths or effects? Is what the plan is?
I was gonna try to just come up with as many things as I can, and like obviously you can help guide me.
Yeah, whatever you're feeling.
I'm gonna open up Contact, and I really wanted to get a lot of these like transition effects in here first too, and like even make more than we need for like the intro and stuff.
Yeah, you can make the transitions for the intro to the build, and maybe add like Atmo.
Yeah. So like right here, can maybe.
Is it like key match too, or is it just random tones?
Yes.
That's sick.
For the most part, it's random tones, but it can be key matched. I'm gonna find random patches that might work. I'll make another one that's like a little bit longer. Change out all the voices. It's creepy sounding.
It's a scary movie.
There's an easier way to change this. Yeah, bread and butter. These bread and butter ones are way better. So I'm gonna just go with these ones. Yeah, shit like that. That's what I want. I didn't really want like pitch-oriented risers, and that's like what you get by default with this thing, which kind of sucks. So you have to kind of tweak it a little bit. But once you get somewhere you like, let's make this one like a 16 bar. I'll make another one. And I'm just literally just gonna, this is kind of what I do a lot for my tracks. Like I'll just go and make a ton of, kind of like what you do too, you know, like just make like a shit ton of different versions and then kind of just pick your favorite one.
Yeah, because it's hard to tell what's good. Like when you're in the midst of it, but if you do a bunch of shit and you go back through them, you'll find the gold in the rubbish.
Gold in the rough.
Gold in the rough. This is how to make a sample pack 101.
It actually really is. I'm not gonna lie. This is how I do it a lot of time. I'll just like make a really cool sound and then duplicate it like 100 times and just make variations of it.
Yeah.
Because it has like the same processing and everything. This one maybe make like 8 bar. That one's really cool.
Ooh.
I'm gonna just to save on my CPU. Go ahead and freeze and flatten these. Cool. So some of them are off, are misaligned, like this one and this one. I kind of fucked up on like the timing for them. That
It's
was
all
my
good.
fault.
Just drag them. Like a thunderstorm or some shit.
Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna just turn all these off and move them down here, and then kind of just go one by one, and probably turn them all down.
Yeah, they're a little loud.
Yeah, a little bit. Okay, so this guy is gonna go like right here, I think.
Likes to open doors, so you better not miss.
That works.
Yep, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I'll turn it down a little bit.
And then I also, you know what? I probably, just to be safe, I'm gonna take my kick and snare layer and I'm gonna try to follow the triggers and have them. So it's like
Just re-sidechain it. Yeah, that'll actually. What I
Yeah,
did
kinda.
in the original project was, I know we had one kick trigger and snare trigger, but I actually layered them on top of each other for when the drop comes, and it was actually making them come through a little bit harder. So
yeah,
it doesn't hurt to do it, to re-sidechain and sidechain. Again, everybody knows sidechaining is good, and if you've seen any of my other videos, I talk about it. Like sidechaining
Hell
is so
yeah.
crucial.
sidechaining is 100% crucial. I guess I'm not exactly trying to sidechain what's already been sidechained. I'm trying to sidechain what I'm adding.
Oh, you're
If that
trying
makes
to.
sense. Yeah, so I want this to be sidechained. I guess this doesn't really
Okay, I
matter because
gotcha.
my
Yeah, makes
sidechain, my
sense.
sidechain size is probably the same as yours. So this honestly,
It's
as
just
far
making
as
the cut.
this is concerned,
again.
it's not going to matter. Yeah, you're not going to even. This isn't going to affect this because this is already being sidechained. It's going to affect what I'm adding, and that's why I want to just add this. So
I gotcha.
except that's going to be hard because the transits are kind of weird.
Mm-hmm.
Just a kick.
It has 2 kicks. It has like a triplet one as well right before.
And then there's like a thing here. This kind of like offset one right
Slightly,
there.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that should work. That should work. I just wanted to get that. And then EQ. Probably want to take some of the lows out of this. So it's kind of.
Oh yeah.
Can use that one for like this 8 bar here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we definitely have to make that transition a little bit smoother. I might have to do it on my end because the project, I'll have more access to the layers. I cut out some layers before it gets to the filtered snares.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like right here, would
like
want
this,
to kick.
like cut out like almost everything. They cut out all like the breakbeat loop, and like even maybe pitch down some of like the elements to make them just like kind of drop down a little bit.
Yeah. Something like that, maybe.
Yeah, probably fade. Yeah. And even like maybe like a faller. I don't know if you still have contact open, but if you have like another element, you can make it as like a faller. Like after that kick hits, where that first snare would usually be if there wasn't a pre-drop, make it fall like something like a whistly, like a bubble
Right.
down type sound.
Yeah, I can definitely just hit, can uncontinue it and then just stick this on a different note, and then that should play the impact version. Yeah, just like that, and then so there's one impact. Let me just do the same thing really quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Just make like a shit ton of different versions.
Make another sample pack real quick.
Yeah, pretty much. Subsec says, "Is this stream going to be up after you stop? If it's up to me, hell yeah.
Yeah,
but
we'll throw it up there.
Wrong. Hell yeah.
I don't see why not.
Yeah, it'll be a public video, and fortunately, it's not on Twitch, so it'll actually stay around forever. Because don't Twitch videos like after like 2 weeks they just like delete themselves or whatever.
I don't know, honestly. I think they do.
Pretty
Maybe if
sure.
you have like a certain membership or like a premium subscription, you're able to hold it on longer or forever. I don't know, honestly, but I know YouTube's cool.
Honestly, for a lot of these impact layers, I want to throw vintage verb on here, and I'm going to show you why you need vintage verb. It's such a great plugin for reverb, especially for this kind of effect like impact. So we'll take where's that EQ? I need that EQ for all of these really quick. And then we'll take vintage verb. That's it right there. Then we just turn it up a little bit.
Yeah, it adds like a tone to it.
Freeze and flatten these. Can you export them to YouTube?
No, he's
Yeah, it's gonna-
telling us you can. So he already knows the drill. After I'm done with this, it'll ask me like to put in the info for it. So I'll post it for him. But if anybody there's still alive or awake, when do you want to see a stream more often? What days would you prefer and what time would you prefer? Just so I can get my schedule more set in stone, since
Yeah.
we're just basically trial running it right now. So if you enjoy it, when would you want to watch us do it?
Hell yeah. Yeah, that
Throw it
kind of
in there.
feedback is not something many people get. So definitely let us know like kind of what days would work for sure.
I mean, I can look through the analytics and shit, but I'm trying to hear it from the source. He said from Twitch.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, from Twitch. I agree. Next time, I think we should stream to Twitch.
No, he's saying you can export them to YouTube from Twitch, so you could stream it on Twitch and then export it out and put it on YouTube. That might not be a bad idea, depending on we could try it Twitch next time and see if we get more interaction or more of a pull. And if
I feel like honestly, Twitch has, it does have like a better interaction, like kind of, how do you say it? Like you're able to interact with people.
You're more connected.
Yeah, it's a little bit easier too. Yeah. Okay, so let's just try this for now, just with like all the effects that I've added.
Go ahead. He said like 5 p.m. Pacific Standard.
5 p.m. PST, so that'd be like 6 my time, like 8 your time. So yeah,
that's pretty much what we did,
right? That's literally what we did today. Yeah.
Likes to open doors, so you better not
Gotta get that subscription though for the restream.
What's that?
Subsect is saying that just multi-stream it, but you have to do it through Streamlabs, you have to have a subscription for you to do it on multiple platforms.
Just use Restream. That's what I was trying to tell you last time. You use it's Restream.
Is it free?
It's free. Restream.io. You literally create an account, go to the dashboard, connect whatever social media accounts you want to stream to, and then you get Restream has its own specific stream key. So you have to copy and paste the stream key from Restream
to all the other things. Okay.
And then when you go to that stream key, it literally whatever you're connected to, it restreams to. So like I used to do this all the time. I would stream to Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube at the same time.
So what do you think works better? It splits up your audience, though. You know, you have less of a pull in one spot.
Audience.
Yeah.
The only thing that I personally think really sucks about it is, for whatever reason, and maybe they've changed this since I've done it. Maybe they fixed this bug. I don't know. But when I was streaming like that, whenever I would go to Facebook, okay, so like Restream has a chat box, and it's supposed to get like any chat from any social media platform is supposed to all go here. So like if people are talking to you on YouTube or Twitch, you can read both comments on the same chat box. But for whatever reason from Facebook, it never worked. Like I could read people talking to me from YouTube and Twitch, but I could never see anything coming from Facebook. So I don't know what's going on with Facebook.
It's a little buggy, but it's
a little buggy with
kind
Facebook,
of there.
But it works beautifully when you're trying to go to Twitch and YouTube at the same time. Like if you're just trying to go to those two, and that's what I was trying to tell you that last time. Maybe I wasn't as specific about it because like I said, it's Restream.io, like it's its own website.
Yeah, we'll definitely hit it up next time, see if it does any better. If it splits up the audience,
cool.
We'll see like where it goes, and I mean we might even try Twitch after that if Twitch is the hot spot, you know. But I just figured I'd try YouTube since I have a little bit of a base here, so we might get a little bit of people notified when I go live. Besides us just promoting it manually on all of our socials.
I mean, like I said, in terms of like the interaction, Twitch is going to be better because, like I was saying yesterday or the day before when we were setting this all up, like with those Twitch alerts, or like with those alerts that you bought from Nerd for Die or whatever.
Yeah, they're all wired in a little better.
They're all wired in for Twitch. So whenever somebody follows or subs on Twitch, that's when those come through. That's why I'm super confused though that you had that. We both heard that notification that you got a follow or something.
Yeah, no, I heard something, but it didn't.
It had to have come from YouTube.
Maybe I missed it.
A little confused.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, doing streaming is a pretty interesting.
Yo, real quick on your Ableton, drag your the left side of your thing to the edge of the N, so they can see the chat a little better. Yeah, the N. Yeah, that's straight right there. Because I was just looking at it and I couldn't see their text.
Yeah.
This is the only radioactive isotope in the world.
I want to for this intro, it has this kind of like cinematic feel, so I want to throw in some more contact instruments and see.
Yeah, no, I definitely.
Like what kind of real instruments we can get from here.
Yeah, like even some like maybe like cellos or some like lower strings or even brass could fill up that space because we have already that electronic element of that Reese sound. So if
Trumpets, horns, trombones, or
I
tubas.
say horns or anything lower than trumpets, 'cause trumpets might be too high.
So like a legato horn.
The acoustic says upload some highlights from a Twitch stream, so we could do it on Twitch and then just cut it out, throw it on YouTube. That's basically what Illuminate and a lot of other
Hey!
people do.
What's good, Encrypt? How you doing, my man? Good to see you here. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, what up? What up?
That's the homie. That is the homie right there. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Mad love, mad love. Yeah, let me see what I can do. This is in D sharp, right? Yeah.
Yep.
This horn is not working exactly.
That's a little better. A little deeper.
The staccato, you like the staccato one?
Yeah, that one's a little better.
Yeah, I like that as like a staff.
It's like
Oh,
Hans
yeah.
Zimmer, yeah, on the one.
Yeah. Okay, let me just record this really quick. Need to count in.
Count in a little bit, yep.
Wow, that is how delayed my my MIDI controller is. So delayed when I'm on
Little
Zoom.
bit.
Holy shit.
So you got that quantized for, right?
Yeah. Boom. That's funny. Alright, let's process this.
Yeah, that's a little fucking lost in the sauce.
Lost in the sauce, indeed. Why am I was gonna say, did you see that I was clipping on the master? That was really weird.
Yeah,
I was clipping on the master for a second.
Ableton doing his thing.
Yeah, I should not be clipping. Okay, so we're gonna limit this.
It's like there's like a shitload of reverb or something on that straight out of the library.
Let's EQ this bitch.
That's a lot better. I'd say saturate it a little bit if you can. With like Saturn maybe. It'll give it like that organic sound.
Yeah, Saturn.
It's just so crispy the way it like wakes it up. Like you can hear shit in it that you weren't even hearing before after
Right.
throwing it on there.
Just real quick, I do also want to multi-band distort it a little bit on the top band.
Oh yeah.
It's trash. There we go. So I'll do multi-band, and on the top band, I'll do distort. Lose driver.
Yeah, it's got like an exciter in it,
Yeah, there we go. It's got all that nice crispy air.
and you just mix
Likes
it
to
in.
open doors. Likes to open doors.
Oh, you know what? Something we should do for this sample when we go back to your end. You know how to do the reverse reverb trick, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, we should definitely apply that to this little
for sure.
thing here. Like, let's do this.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say the reverse reverb trick on the one, like when everything comes in, take that initial like blip,
Oh,
reverb the shit out of that,
no.
flatten that, and reverse that.
No, I was saying this.
This is the only radioactive isotope in the world, so you better not miss.
It like has like this sucking in kind of effect on it. So that'd be like the very beginning. Right about here.
isotope in the world, so you better not miss.
Yeah. Repeat that and then turn it down a little bit.
Say that. Say what?
You're gonna repeat the one shot on the brass.
Yeah. There's something weird about it though. I think it needs a little bit different.
Might be to turn it down.
Yeah, just turn it down. Sounds good.
Yeah.
So now it's gotta go in key. So we've got like. And
just make it go up, go dum. I think you only need like two, really. Like do one, and then before you have the second one, just go up and back down. Like Now keep it simpler, like have more space before that second note. Just let like that receive bass ride out and wait 4 bars until you go to that one again and just do like one note right before it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yep. And right there. And right before, yeah, it doesn't sound like perfect, but I was thinking right before it hits again, like the second time, maybe like a half note before that, do it higher chord on that scale. Yeah, so no, not even like an octave up, like an actual like chord, but higher up on the scale. I don't know if you know the notes for it, but just we're gonna have to find whatever those notes are if you want to make it more like musical. You know what I mean? Make it go dun dun without just going an octave up.
I don't honestly. I'm trying to visualize what you're talking about.
So we have that chord that you did. We just need another chord that's a little bit higher on that scale, just like one step up, but in that key of D sharp. So I have scalar. So if we're on my screen, it'd be easy to do because I have scalar too, which is like a cheat code, and I'm able to just like put in what key I want it to be in. It'll tell me all the notes in that key. So not add a note, like literally, like do you know how you're trying to move those notes up earlier? Instead of just highlighting them all, moving them up, like actually move them individually so they're at the right spot. So it's still in key. It's in the key of D sharp.
I mean, they are in the key of D sharp, but you mean like move them up an octave? I guess I'm confused here.
No, not an octave. Just move them up a little bit, if that makes sense. I'm trying to think of not really how to musically say it correctly. So you have this D sharp chord, right? There's other chords in D sharp. So just use a different chord is what I'm saying. In the scale of D sharp minor.
Yeah, see, I don't really know music theory.
Exactly. That's all.
I've only ever just like gone by ear. Like I hum tunes and then like hum out what I'm hearing. Like
no, I gotcha. So yeah. I mean, on my end, if I don't have contact though, but let me see. I can pull up scalar on my screen.
You can always just pull up scalar and then make like a MIDI and then send that MIDI to me. I can load it in.
Yeah, I can do that. I can pull it up and show you because
I don't know. Kind of want to junk this out honestly because this just does not fit.
It's not cutting it.
Not cutting it for me. No. It's just something about it wasn't sound right.
So. So if you guys know about scalar, then you'll know how like overpowered it is. But did you already scrap it?
Yeah, I got rid of that because I just wasn't really feeling that like.
I mean,
at first I was, but it just didn't like once I threw it in context with everything, it just didn't sound right.
Yeah, instead of contact, do you have splice? Because it might be worth. You could probably find like an already dialed brass one hit, throw that in there, and it could do the trick without you having to like mess with finding all the right chords and knowing music theory. You could just actually pitch the whole thing up 1 or 2 semitones. Was that in key?
It says it's in F minor, so that'd be what, 2 cents down, 3 cents?
Yeah, I think it's 3. It sounds the sound.
Two.
It is. It just sounds too low.
No, that's in key.
No, I mean like the actual like sound of it sounds like it's like too low from pitching it. There might be like a better sample to start with, so it doesn't lose its like it sounds crunchy with it being pitched down, or maybe it's just me.
Yeah, it might just be you, because I mean that sounds pretty good.
It sounds clean.
But I can try here. Try pitching this one up. Yeah.
I guess I mean it's not bad.
Get a little bit better reverb on there. Doesn't have enough of like a decay to it.
It's just not like it's not doing it, dude. It needs to be like whoa. It needs to be more cinematic. That it just sounds. It's just not strong enough. It just sounds too weak. It's not Hans Zimmer. This is like Hans Zimmer's little brother.
I get more with that reverb, to be honest.
It is better with the reverb, but I think the actual like sound is just not that good. Like it could be a little more of like, but it needs more girth to it. You know what I mean? It's like if it was a synth, it would be missing its soul. Like I'm just imagining like a vomp. You know what I mean? Just like some heavy, like low, like a thick brass. I'm pulling up Splice right now. I might even have one here ready to go for you. And I'll just like tell you what the name is. Okay, look, this one's not that bad right here. Look up Xylent. Xylent synth pluck brass is not bad at all. You know how to spell Xylent, yeah. Synth pluck brass. Yeah, you wrote it pretty much spot on.
It's not coming up. Is there any like underscores?
Yeah, Xylent underscore synth underscore pluck underscore brass.
That's probably wise.
You'd think Splice would have their shit like working though, you know what I mean? To just pull up the keywords. That's it.
Still doesn't have the decay that I want though.
Yeah, just throw the reverb you had on the other one was good. Just throw that reverb on here. I think it'll complement the sound good. Yeah, that's a lot better. Sounds more cinematic.
Yeah. Realized everything sounds so fucked up on the drums because these are like, for whatever reason, the transients are like off. What's going on? I don't know. Some doesn't sound right about the drums. It's kind of bothering. Yeah, is he like some of the transients are off? Like,
I
right
think
there.
he like
What
did it
the
on
fuck did I
purpose.
do?
I don't know. I don't think you did anything, dude. I think it's just like the way he did the fucking loop. Unless it's like
It's pretty
warped.
much the same loop, right?
It's a little different as it goes on, but I mean, you could do that to fix it.
Say what?
It changes as it goes on, but you could do that to fix it, just to keep it on beat. Did you already
So
process
now-
that one, that new brass, or no?
I mean, it's from Splice. There's really no processing to do.
I mean, just to cut out the lows a little bit so it doesn't clash.
Maybe like that guy, yeah.
Yeah.
I need like a high-end instrument in here.
That was a war horn from the Mastodon song. When we were looking through the splice sounds earlier. Yeah,
Or
everybody's on that shit.
are you even making dubstep if you're not using war horns?
It's battle music. I know Omnisphere's got some ARPs in there. If you got like a nice ARP, that would go well with this too.
Yeah, I'm just gonna add something to this track. It's like me.
Woo.
Where? I was like, why is that fucking changing the pitch on?
Yo, shout out Sisto. You're fucking sick, dude. Yo, Nick says, what's up?
Yo, what's good, G? Sisto. You know what? Fuck that one. I want super massive. Or no,
Yo, Nick, you want to give us some feedback on our drop? This is still kind of whippy right now, but hell yeah, flatten that bitch. There's so much like echoey everything.
Yo, I told you switching out the drums was going to be a good idea. Sisto's all like, yo, these drums are fat.
Yeah, that was a loop from Samplifier we threw in there earlier, and just made it fit.
A loop from Samplifier.
Yeah, he's talking about the intro drums. He hasn't heard the drop yet.
Oh shit. Okay, yeah. Let me run it from the top real quick. All right, for everybody in the chat, we're gonna run from the top. Sorry, my bad. Just gonna all
Yeah, he just
focus on
joined.
this shit. Let me actually just real quick.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about like that first sound when it drops, but I definitely still have time to dial it in after
What
we
first
do the
sound?
sesh on like that first note that we're still kind of fucking with before I just bounce it out.
Oh, that one?
Yeah, so we'll still. Do you still
Yeah.
have those other layers underneath that, like the context stuff, or is that already like everything? Oh yeah, that's playing on top of it. That's why I was like, there's like a lot of fucking atmosphere in that bitch.
Oh, it's that's what it is. That I wouldn't want that playing in the drop.
No. Hey, you could play it back one time for Nick. There you go.
Yeah, we'll run it back, and I'm just gonna get rid of these effects right now because I don't know how I feel about the. Well,
Yeah, we still
This
gotta
one-
work them in.
this one for sure, but yeah, let's just run it from right. Yeah.
This is the only radioactive isotope in the world, so you better not miss it.
Obviously, like literally nothing here yet.
There's nothing here.
Nothing.
But it'll be hype once there's all the layers there. It's a long ass build.
Wait, I was actually sorry, guys.
What the fuck?
Okay, so 9K is way too rich, honestly. I just noticed that in spam.
Yeah, that wasn't there before. When it was in my project, everything was pretty even. I don't know if did you add anything to the master?
It had to have been there before. No, dude, it's literally the same master you had. Just
The
in fact,
parallel and
actually,
the
we got sold on it, so like it shouldn't even. I don't know. That's weird. It's definitely in the mix. But
Yeah.
Sisto was saying, what the fuck? You can change the skin on span. I love that it's the dark like that. Hell yeah, dude. So if you go, actually, I'll show you really quick. If you open up span, you click on the little this guy right here, the little 3 dashes. You go to UI colors. You can choose like
Black.
red, green,
Hell yeah.
cayenne. Black is my favorite, of course. And then for those of you wondering, these span settings are actually bad class span settings. And so if you just copy these really quick, these are like the most accurate it gets, in my opinion. So it's like 50, 2000, I don't know, just like copy these settings because these are too fucking good, too smooth. You see everything the way you need to. So.
Yeah, Sisto's pretty hip to span, dude. He's the one who like tells me to use it a lot too, and to track. He told me what to change your block size to, that your low and your high should be around that same range. It's basically the same shit you preach as well. So he's fairly hip to the
cool
functionality of it, just not the theme, I guess.
Yeah, you just want to be able to see it in kind of a slow enough amount of time to where you can actually analyze it, and you want to be able to actually see like the individual frequencies. Like the default settings suck. It's like way too rounded out. You can't really tell what's going on.
Right.
If we do like a transpose kind of thing.
Tighter is good. So Nick is saying that he likes the flow of it, but possibly the stereo field isn't filled out, or there's not enough change in it. You know, it sounds like it's just kind of in one space, and I kind of feel him on that to a certain extent. I don't think anything's really panned super hard, or the panning is not automated for the drop. He's talking about the drop. I think this part's straight.
For the yeah, Nick, what are you talking about for the Sisto? Talking about for the drop? I feel like maybe the stereo field could have more. I mean, yeah, we definitely need we need more like background effects to kind of fill out that stereo image. But as far as what's there, it's like it really can't get any more stereo without going out of phase. We can maybe push the MS like another dB or two, but like, yeah, any more, it's going to go out of phase.
I might just need to go in and manually automate the pan on something just to keep it like more movement, because everything is centered basically.
We're not really doing a whole lot of contrasting in this mix. That I definitely noticed. We're like, usually in like my own tunes, like I'll have stuff like central and then there's stuff on the sides, and they're like very separate from each other. So there's contrasting, and this is kind of like everything is really centered and really wide, so it's just like a wall of like, it's kind of washed out in a way in the stereo field.
No, it definitely is. It's like super pushed to the brim.
I mean, when everything's together, yeah, it's fine. But like if we're looking at individual stuff, maybe they're. I mean, that's
He said the correlation meter looks fine. It's probably, I mean, you are hearing it through Zoom audio through his, because we just switched to his computer and the stream's coming through his audio.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. It's not nearly as like high res as it was when it was coming through Ron's end. Now that, because he is literally streaming a Zoom session, so it's definitely the audio is getting degraded from my end. That's probably
part of it. I mean, he has good ear, so he might be hearing something.
I mean, if he's got to have a good enough ear if he's like hearing the degradation and the fact that we're like streaming it.
Yeah, he knows what the fuck he's doing.
But this sounds super crisp on my end. Beautiful roll off from 10K too. Like absolute money.
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 No, it is. The mix is pretty clean for definitely the intro at least.
But as far as like adding new sounds go, I'm kind of getting lost here.
Yeah, if you want, make some sound design.
Well, I think the drop, honestly, like I don't know about you, but I think the drop. I mean, it's got both me and you in it, and the flow is nice. It's just maybe that first sound that I'm.
Yeah,
I'm
because
kinda
I was still like in the
disagreeing
middle of
with.
like fucking with it, and then we just started getting off. Like our ADD kicked in. We started doing other shit. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
when I like go back in it, I'm gonna tweak it so it's like dialed in more. But thanks, Sisto. You are the man.
Yeah. Hey, yo, yeah, mad up, Sisto, dude. Like, you seem like a pretty cool guy. You should add me on Facebook, bro. But yeah, dude. Like, as far as like the effects go, I mean, we could probably do more like weird stuff for like fillers, like maybe like right here and right here. But as far as like adding these kinds of like transition-y kind of effects, that was like really what I wanted to mainly focus
Hell
on.
yeah, and you
Just
definitely did that.
getting a good amount of sounds to like go from one section to the next with like a riser and impact kind of thing happening. These are my favorite samples to make, honestly, like an impact plus a riser plus an impact.
Yeah, it's just
So-
original too, because I mean, obviously you can't change it too much, but just the feeling of knowing you made it in that project and it's made from scratch, it just has that slight edge to it that you're not gonna. It's hard to
Yeah.
duplicate it.
Now you actually do still have in this plugin Rise and Hit, you do still actually have a lot of control. Like you can like these offsets, like you can tell like when certain samples are going to actually start. To continue. Yeah, pretty cool plugin. But as far as like intro stuff goes,
Like it's open the woods. Something better not
I'm kind of hearing this like pad. There's a point down here where there's like this pad kind of sound that comes in, and I want to like add to that. But that's kind of all I really want to do. Really, like I feel like this intro is kind of pretty sick. The only thing we would want to do is add this out.
Yeah, the intro is cool. I think in the build up is even cool too, but it needs like, it kind of reminds me of like a Murata type of intro, honestly, the way it's just like that snare coming in, but we just need more of like mids. Like we need more shit going on.
Yeah,
At least in the drop.
I mean, even that idea of taking like one of these synths.
Yeah, and filtering them in for sure. And we have, I think it's like a 1 bar long pre-drop vocal we're supposed to add.
Yeah, that's the pre-drop rate. Oh wait, yeah, 1 bar, so it would be cut right there. I mean, we could even have it come all the way back here, and it would literally just be like,
Long ass filter, yeah.
yeah. So like vintage verb and pro Q, and we'll just do like a high pass filter, like super down here. I'll get the filter going, and then on vintage verb, that.
Yo,
Actually-
Sisto, we need to do a collab stream, bro. If you don't feel too pressured to do it.
Maybe put like a utility on here too, so it doesn't start so loud.
Yeah, it's out there. Yeah, definitely get rid of the fucking brass on that.
At times, literally, that was like super fast.
At least-
This is what I would actually want this to be more like bomb.
yeah.
Something like
Yeah,
that.
everything's triplet. So
Right
I
here?
thought you were trying to go for like.
Oh, you are totally right. It is AAA. Okay, let me just real quick.
I thought you're trying to go for like that dun, 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 like that generic brass like before the
dude,
drop.
yeah,
I was like, that'd be funny as shit. Na, 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 like a generic vocal, like switch up. Oh, you're actually fucking doing it. Get the fuck out of here, bro. No, I didn't even mean there. I mean like, you know when it drops, it's like dun, na, na, na. Like Ivory does it a lot. Virtual Riot has it in a lot of like when he's playing live shows, like on like right there. Dun, na, 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 na.
Yeah,
Like,
so it'll be like.
go boop,
Get the fuck out of here.
No,
Stuff like that.
it's actually 8. It's 8 beats. So it starts. Move that over left a little bit, and then it goes dun, na, 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 and just cut out the last one for a vocal.
What, I know. But what I was doing was like it stops here. This is vocal.
Oh shit! You're
Vocal
switching
drop.
it up.
Vocal pre-drop. Da 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 da. Bum 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 bum. And then it gets into it. That was just what I heard in my head. But yeah, no, you could just do like.
I was just thinking of that generic fucking, you know what I mean? Like that
Yeah.
show play out. You don't have to like actually do it. It's kind of a joke unless you want to do it.
I think you just basically have to go like 2 steps up for each one, and then it goes down 1 step. So this one would be like.
What was that? 7? No?
Oh, and then vocal drop right here.
Yeah,
Everything
exactly.
stops and then vocal drop.
Yep.
Let's go. Yo,
That's
check
exactly
this out
what I
right
was
here.
saying, dude.
Let's go.
And you gotta do a kick,
Like that.
do a kick on each one too.
Ba, ba, ba,
And the
ba,
side
ba,
chain.
ba. I love it.
Dude, I was joking, but I guess we'll go with
No, I'm not joking. Why would you be joking when we're making music?
that. I guess I mean if that's the idea that came up, I guess it's better to go with it than not, right?
Fuck it, let's do it. Dun 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 dun. Let's go. Or something like that.
I'd maybe use a different kick sample though, because the same one we use for the drop, it kind of loses its hardness, or maybe even fade it, or do something different to it.
I'd filter it.
Yeah.
Usually that's what I would personally do, is just like you'd have this like filter come in right here. Just kind of filtering in. Something like that.
Maybe even hats too. I don't know. I'm trying to think of the example song.
I don't know. At that point, though, it almost sounds like that doesn't need a fake drop.
Yeah. No, it can never hurt with the fake out drop, dude. Literally, if you go to like any show, you're gonna hear it at least like for a half of any dubstep artist set. Ask Sisto.
No, I know. No.
It doesn't,
know.
because like everyone's heard that brass before and they're gonna expect it to drop. So if we hear the brass and then it's another fake drop, dude, fake drops on top of fake drops. You should hear this other collab I'm working on. It's a drop, and this motherfucker did another 8-bar build to let it build up some more, just to add hype. Like sometimes it's like what people do for edits sometimes, but like you'll literally put it in a song just to build like that fake hype. So there's a bunch of ways to do it, but whatever works, right?
Yeah, no, definitely. Whatever works. Getting rid of unnecessary shit. Yeah, run it from the top again.
This is the only radioactive isotope in the world, so you better not miss it.
this sound delay should come in like once every few so often.
Yeah, and I'll turn it down a little bit because it's like almost as loud as the brass. Yo, stop it. So there's a lot of high end missing out of the brass, what I've noticed on that part. And then also before, like when you think it's building, it's about to drop like halfway through the build. Instead of having it just go straight into the progression of the build, like let's stop it a little bit before that, add some sort of a fill and get back into the build just to keep the momentum up or keep the energy up.
You mean like right here-ish?
Yeah, like play the build up before it starts, like yeah, exactly right there, like at 40.
40.
Yeah, where you were at before basically.
This is 32.
40, yeah, click on 40, like that, those 4 beats right there. Like play that right there.
Well, I mean, as far as like that kind of arrangement goes, you can definitely just chop up what I got here.
Yeah, I'm basically saying like cut out almost like everything right there, add some sort of a break to like suck you out and suck you back in. So if you get what I'm,
Yeah,
what I'm saying, you know what I mean?
That.
Instead of just making like, and we'll throw in like a fill or whatever else we want in there, just so it's not like a generic just bring up the LFO rate on the snare type of build. Just put in like a little bit more effort, I think would sound cool. Even a vocal could work there too, honestly. You could throw a vocal, you could throw like a drum fill or both.
Fill, that's kind of what I'm thinking, yeah.
A drum roll with a vocal. Yeah, I don't know if YouTube will kick me for this. But like can I show you something real quick? I'll play it off my phone so it's not like through the stream. I'm going to show you something through the mic real quick. Listen to this. This is the brass idea I'm talking about. You see that? Dun, 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 dun,
I didn't hear shit. No.
You didn't hear shit? Are you kidding me?
No. You'll have to share your screen. I mean, if anything, like Twitch or YouTube or Twitch will just fucking...
Yeah, they'll demonetize that shit.
Either that or they'll just like cut the audio for that section of the video.
I'll show it to you off stream so I don't risk fucking anything up. So,
Right.
So just so you get that idea or like at least inspiration of that whole brass switch. But basically he adds like, I think there's a hat and then there's a trap snare kind of complementing the kick just to make it more filled out instead of it just being just a kick on the one. Because that brass part, that idea is cool, but we just got to execute it better. But Encrypt saying that intro is a vibe. Shout out Encrypt.
Thanks, G. Yeah, I mean, this definitely doesn't have to stay. I was kind of just being funny. Like, I heard it in my head, too.
I saw it.
I know what pre-drop you're talking about. Like,
we saw it.
Dun, 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 dun.
Welcome. And just make it go straight into another pre-drop.
Yeah. Wah, 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 wah.
All right. We were supposed to be over at 10. It's almost 12, so we'll cut it off at 12 my time. So that's like a little over 15 minutes.
I mean, honestly, I can just save what we got right now, and then we can just start wrapping up now, honestly.
Yeah, you just bounce it back over to me, and then we'll just continue. I'll basically work in the new element. Are you going to send a project, or are you going to bounce it?
I'll just do what you did and bounce what I created and send it over to you. So all you got to do is line it up to the grid, and then you can chop it up and do whatever you want to it.
Sweet.
So yeah, like I'll just literally
Yeah, just turn off the shit I already have, unless you changed it.
Yeah, no, I'll turn off the shit you already have. Because it's like this stem and this stem, Yeah, so I'll
Yeah.
just turn these 3 stems off and then just export this without the limiter at, I guess, well, hang on. Actually, let me just double check something.
Yeah, turn off everything else on the master and just push the gain to 12, and it'll even out to what it was before.
So if I put it down to 0, yeah, if I send this back to you like this, you're just going to want to do what I did and then just put like a utility with plus 12 on the stems. Or at least the stem that I send you. Yeah, no, that's all you're going to have to do. You don't have to do anything in the project that you already have on your end. When I send you my stem, which is just going to be all this shit, or stems, stem or stems, whatever I send you, you're going to want to bring up 12 dB on your end, and then everything will match. Because I'm bringing this down.
Do you want to do
Putting this
anything
back
with
down.
those extra effects that you made in Contact, or are you just leaving those out?
Anything that's muted, nah. I was just gonna
Just cut it.
jump those. But I mean, like, yeah, I'll leave that in there for you too. Like, if you want to mess with that or anything. But yeah.
Delete those synths at the end. I guess you're gonna turn that off anyways, right? Yeah, that's cool. Cause I was gonna.
Yeah, I'm just coloring them, so I'm coloring them so I don't get confused. So everything that's purple, I'm gonna send to you.
So you did change the drums a little bit. Do you want me to use what you have there?
I didn't really change the drums. No.
Did you
All we really-
duplicate them or no? I thought you did.
I mean, all I did at the end was just take that kick drum
kick.
and make like
Yeah.
4x4 kick loop on the end.
Yeah, that's straight. Yeah, you could just turn that off too.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not gonna send you what you sent me. I'm only gonna send you what I created.
Sweet.
So then you can add that, because then you'll just basically be doing what I'm doing, adding this to what you have. If that makes sense.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
You're just getting what's in.
I was just
purple.
making sure you didn't do anything like special to the drums that I would just have to
No,
do.
I didn't. Yeah, it was literally just that one spot, and like I guess right here I added the kick drum because I felt like it not having a kick drum there wasn't as impactful. So
Yo,
I think like on the breakdown it should have a kick, like boom.
So I think what you might have been hearing was the ghost notes, because I think the channels are on for the ghost notes. So that was playing on top of the drums.
Weird.
Do you see it?
Not really.
The triggers, are they off? No, they're off. Okay.
No.
You just had the kick
No.
and the snare group, and those are on. So I thought those were the triggers, but you had groupception going
No,
on.
yeah, I had the triggers here,
Sweet.
but I've only got the triggers on for this shit, and I'm not even gonna. What I'm gonna send you, it's not gonna have side chaining, so you can throw this in, and then the side chaining that's in your project will affect this.
Sweet.
This is literally just for me in this project.
Okay, I got you.
But I'm gonna go and turn off Pro C, and then what you're gonna get is not gonna be sidechain.
Sweet.
So then the triggers we have in your project will sidechain this shit, not mine.
All right, bet that'll work.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up because I honestly probably would have forgot to do that, and then you would have gotten
Like
sidechain.
yeah, I got side. I hate that shit, dude. Getting sidechain fucked and you can't undo anything.
Yeah, when people send you stems and they've been sidechained, and you're like, dude, turn that off. I need that without the sidechain.
Resend.
Yeah, but all right, yeah, I got that saved. I'll after this stream, I'll start stemming it out and sending it over to you for sure.
Yeah.
So it'll take my computer too long to fucking do that.
Yeah, I just switched it to the stream ending screen, so everybody can pretty much. It seems like everybody's pretty much dipped out. There's some people still hanging with us still, but
I see 6 people still here.
I
That's what I
see them. I don't know if they fell asleep or if they're like out here with us vibing.
Just vibing. They're just straight vibing.
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah, let me just end share screen and fuck yeah, man. Well, it was a good session.
Yeah. No, we
A
got
good session.
some shit done. That was actually pretty fun too. Like after we got past like the first, I'd say like 30 minutes or so, it was a little bit unusual to be producing with like people watching you the whole time or multiple people watching you, but you just like go back to your comfort zone after you realize that like that shit doesn't really affect you, you know?
Yeah, well, and not only, dude, I'm not gonna lie, honestly, like streaming with another person makes it so much easier to like keep everybody engaged. It's so hard to sit there and talk to yourself. Like, because when you're streaming by yourself, you're literally in your room talking to yourself. You're the only person physically in this room that's like speaking. And
Yeah.
there's like nobody physically there to like react to what you're speaking about. So it's definitely a challenge to stream. So mad ups to everybody in the chat. Thank you guys for sticking around. Appreciate you guys for hanging out and just letting us do what we do because it was fun. Hell yeah.
Yeah, and if there's a certain time, I know Subsec said my time is 8 p.m. Eastern time, and if there's like a specific day you guys are out here, or if you get off early at work, or if there's a certain hour you like to see us make shit and just fuck around, let us know, throw it in there, and I'll keep track of that so I don't have to dig through the analytics and see what are the peak hours. So let me know, throw it in there, and we'll definitely do our best to stay on top of it.
100%. Don't forget to, I literally just dropped a link to my Discord channel. We both hang out in it pretty regularly. Got lots of places for you to like share tunes and share samples and find new stuff and produce your resources. So I just dropped that link in there. Join up on that shit. Excuse me. A little more shameless plug. You guys should definitely follow me on Twitch too, at Trentcast. I'm gonna be live streaming as well, but for the most part, yeah, I feel like we're gonna have a pretty regular thing here, just like collabing, working on tunes, streaming, doing the works.
Hell yeah, no, we'll definitely keep it up, and if it keeps y'all entertained, I mean, we're gonna be doing it regardless, so we might as well show you the process if we have the ability to do it. So other than that, thanks for tuning in, and if you haven't already, show some love on the channel, subscribe to it if you want to know when we're back up on here instead of having to look out on either one of my socials. So hit that, liked it, so it helps the algorithms. You guys know the drill. But yeah, until next time, we'll see y'all later.
Yup. Mad love, guys. Thanks for tuning in.
Peace.
Have a good night.